Once we start, that video can play. I'm going to play our intro now.
Rolling there.
We're good. We're good? Matt?
Fire it. Hit it.
The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12 covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
5, 4, mics are hot. 2, 1, you're in.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Super Bowl. Well, not the game itself. The week before, the lead up. It is a live version of BvB that we have not done before. Dave Sherapan, the book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. We are live on our YouTube channel only. No Twitter today, and no Twitter all week. So the only place you guys are going to get the show is on our YouTube channel or on SiriusXM, on the replay, on our replay on Sports Grid each and every night, 10 o'clock Pacific time. My friend, this is very different. Normally we're all kind of like, I see you, you see me. I got to look to my left to actually see you. How are you?
We're here.
We're here.
We're here. You guys are here. You guys are right here. I can see you on the chat. You guys can see us on the YouTube. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Everything stays the same. The show looks a lot different right now.
Oh, my.
We got these great screens. Thank you, Sports Grid, for setting this up. We got Carl over here. We got Jack right over there, making sure we're all good. The rest of the crew's here. P-Roll, we might have guests.
We do. Adam Hill from the Review Journal is going to come on by because of the Cliff Kingsbury news, so we're going to grab a hold of him about the fact they thought they had an OC for a day. They had an OC.
Yeah.
And then they didn't.
And then they didn't.
And now he's in Washington. So
yeah.
We'll talk about the impact of that here locally. But just
wonder if they ran like a credit check or something. Like what happens when you try to go get credit at a casino here in Vegas?
Yeah.
They run your stuff and they go, you know what? You're not coming.
Yeah. To me, it felt more like I upgraded. Like, you know what?
Wait, you upgraded when you went to Washington?
Like, from
Vegas?
Right. Like, when you're trying to ask the girl. You have two girls you want to ask.
Here we go with the girls. Here we go with the girls, boys.
So
it's only Monday.
There's two girls you want to go ask to the prom, and that one's a surefire yes, and the other one might be kind of like that's the step up. There's a nervousness a little bit about that, and you're like, well, the team with the two pick might get my guy. They might get Caleb. So I'd rather go coach Caleb than go to the Vegas. To the Raiders, where they've got
about any of that.
The 10th, 12th, 13th pick in the draft.
I don't know about any of that.
I'm not sold on Aiden O'Connell. I'm not sold on the quarterback position, so I want to go, maybe I could go to Washington. And then you take the Raider job because you think Washington's not interested, and all of a sudden she's interested in you. And you hear in the bathroom, like, hey, by the way, she'll say yes, you ask. Really? She'll say yes if I ask? Really? Yeah, you should ask.
You know what you're talking about. Somehow he related it to girls. And asking people out and all this other stuff.
It's like it's courting, it's dating. It's what it is with job interviews. It's dating. So now Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the OC in Washington, and he may very well get his guy. Caleb very well might be a commander.
We saw Chicago guys downstairs. I talked to them on the side. They're already hoping that the Bears trade down and Washington goes up and gets Caleb to put those two back together.
Right.
What would Washington take for that?
Well, supposedly the rumor mill is that you would swap the first pick. You would give up your second-round pick this year and a future first-round pick is the thought, what you would give up to move up one spot.
You want that?
From 2 to 1. Right. 2 to 1. It's a big,
you get your guy,
But if you think Caleb Williams is going to be the guy, if you think Caleb Williams is going to be the guy you need to become a national power in the NFL, you're going to go and take a kid who what he can do. You've seen what he can do. Go get him.
Jacob, what's up?
Go get him. I would. Go get him.
Yeah.
If you really want Caleb Williams, I mean, look, Drake May and Jaden Daniels are both really talented players. So, but thanks for the Raiders. I mean, it's another one of these things of being the bridesmaid. You know, it's you know, you think you got a guy, and now it's a very difficult start, I think, for Antonio Pierce, because you're supposed to be the rah-rah guy. You're supposed to be the guy that's going to be able to coach the defense. You need someone who has the offensive acumen to come in and run the offense. I don't know if Kingsbury's the guy, but he clearly did think that Kingsbury was going to be a Raider.
That fulfills the draft talk of the show.
What do you mean? We're having Adam on here in a little
Oh,
bit.
that's right. We're going to have to ask Adam about that.
Get
All right.
Adam Hill on it.
That's fine.
Yes.
I already lost. I told you before last week on Friday that we weren't going to talk about the draft when we got to media row, and we already did. So that's already under for days or minutes into the show that we talked about the draft. It's done. All right, that's fine.
It's done.
I had a string, by the way, hanging down there. Did you see that? You didn't see it? I had a string. Normally we have a desk, and we don't see the lower half. So it was very challenging, very, very challenging today to figure out what to wear. And I looked in the shot.
Had a tail?
And I said, it wasn't a tail. It was a thing. And I was like,
thing?
What?
Okay.
It was a string.
In a wrong place.
It was right there, and I kept looking at. I'm like, what is that? Because that ain't it.
Right.
But there's Al Bernstein.
Wanna
Can we
put-
get Al Bernstein on?
Al, you free?
Do you have a minute? Let's sit down. We got a
you wanna
Vegas
sit
guy. You might as well start the
Yes.
show
Yes.
with a guest with a Vegas guy.
Yes.
Hey, can you mic him up, please, real quick?
Yeah, the one and
All
only
right,
Al
thank
Bernstein.
you. Al,
Just-
you're
just-
sit right there. The
gonna
producer's
stop on
going to
by.
come over and put this
Put it
microphone on you.
The one and only
Great
Al
to see
Bernstein.
you again. Good
So
to see you,
we'll get
Matt.
We'll talk some
Al,
boxing.
we'll get him
yeah,
in a
yeah,
second.
We've known
Yeah,
that for years.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
We had Al on the show. This would be great.
We'll get him talking
Yes.
some boxing about the future of everything, what's going on here in town, and
Well, I want to talk to Al about like what is going on in my head. I've been here 21 years. Al's been here longer, but
yeah.
we have a Radio Row in Las Vegas. This is one of those things. So bring him in to the people, and then we'll see if we
Yeah,
can.
once
Yeah.
we'll have him fully mic'd up and Jeff.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Al?
No,
No, not yet. Okay, he's getting you headphones right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Perfect. All right.
So once we'll have that.
Yes.
I mean, I think one of the cool things walking around here, and one thing that I'll say at the top, if you guys are going to hear this, we're going to apologize for the weather in Vegas, because this is
Not
not.
apologizing for any of it.
Oh, I'll apologize for this, because people, every conversation is like, what's going on outside? Yeah, like what?
It's raining.
In the desert.
It rains in the desert.
Not like that.
Well, it's going to rain.
Today
I mean,
was
yeah.
hard. Today was.
Oh, today was rain.
It was rain. Like it was.
Oh, that was rain.
East Coast rain. That
Yes.
was full on like
So
straight
what's
down.
the problem? Everyone knows. Everyone's here from somewhere else.
Yeah, everyone's.
What's the problem?
They brought it with them. They don't want it. They didn't.
So why
want
are you apologizing?
It's because it's not. When you come to Vegas, you expect sun. Cold maybe, but you expect to see the sun.
Not till Wednesday.
Not till Wednesday or Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Another day extra?
I mean,
Oh.
Los Angeles is literally underwater right now. I mean,
It's coming.
It's
I mean,
bad.
I think we're just getting it now. It's
Yeah.
going to be all day.
Yeah, it's bad. in
All
Los Angeles.
tomorrow.
Right
Yeah.
now in LA, it's really bad.
Weather
right now.
portion of the show for you boys and girls. Thank you
Yeah.
again for being here. Hit the
But
like button,
here's-
hit the subscribe button.
Here's the funny question somebody asked me.
What?
You know that the field's outside right now, right?
The grass. Yeah, it's on the side growing. Yeah.
Is
But
that
they got it somewhat covered.
is that
It
good?
No.
Is that bad? Al, are you okay, or is
No.
it too tight?
Can you- All right.
Hey, Jack, I think it's too tight on his head. Can we pull it back? This is what we do live, guys. This is
Yeah.
how-
This is all
how
part
this
of it.
goes.
Sorry.
This is part of it.
It is,
Yes,
it
yes.
is, it
And
is.
you're our first
Tell
guest
him.
on this.
Yeah.
Is it too tight? Can we loosen it up for him?
You got, oh, there we go.
That's why.
Unhooked
Perfect.
it. There we go. Now you
That would be easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for a lot of people who are going to be coming to Vegas for the next, if you're at home right now or you're watching the show and you're coming here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a lot of people are coming in later in the week. You should be okay, but watch your flights, because your flights right now are getting canceled. Like
Oh,
crazy.
you need to be very careful about that. Yeah, you need to be very careful
flights are
about
getting
the
canceled
flights.
all over the place. People
Yeah.
are going to be whining and complaining and crying. I got to get to the Super Bowl. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like everybody at home, like you guys actually give a flip about us on these things. Like it's not even
Right.
a
He's
question.
right here, Brian.
Literally behind
Line it up, right? Yeah.
you. Jack, do you want to move the chair, Jack? Is that where? Is it? Yeah.
There
Let's
we
see
go.
what that. Is that easier? Thank you, Carl.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll get
All
one
right.
sec, and then we'll fix it.
Perfect.
Oh, look at that.
How about that? All right. Good? All right.
We don't put your ear up. Yes.
I'm gonna hold it. How about is that better? Are you sure? All right. All right.
He'll tape it up.
Can you hear us? How do you
Okay.
feel? All right. That's a better. Just hold it right there. All right. Perfect. There you go. Excellent.
Thank you, Al.
So-
Al Bernstein is joining us. Al, I don't like Showtime not being boxing. I've been 20 years talking to you saying Al Bernstein from Showtime Boxing. I don't know how to introduce you. Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Good. Yeah.
all across the board.
Right.
And the Showtime Sports Department, so not just the boxing, was an area that they chose to cut. And which, I mean, one of the things that made that interesting and kind of curious was that it might have been one of the best years that Showtime boxing had ever had, because we had all these major pay-per-views that produced a lot of revenue for Paramount Plus. So that made it seem, odd. But, they made
Is boxing in a state, though, like it just, we just talked about it. He got a cut over his eye, and he can't. Fury
Tyson.
It just can't get out of its own way.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah,
One
no,
fight,
no, no.
though.
That's not it. It has nothing to do with that, because boxing had its best year last year. Amazing year, not just Showtime.
Okay.
Boxing had a year unparalleled. Every major match got made. Spence Crawford, you could go down the list. Every fight got made. There were phenomenal fights. Like I say, in the case of Showtime, I mean, I think the revenue brought in from pay-per-view boxing, of course, we had our regular boxing that provided for the subscribers, but the pay-per-view boxing probably brought in, I don't know, $170 million, something along those lines. As from, and so as a result of it, it wasn't about we don't want boxing necessarily. It was about we're cost cutting, and it's possible that they decided that combat sports in general, and they also had Bellator on Showtime, that wasn't how they saw that brand continuing. And I don't think it was certainly not a function of anything that happened in boxing, because the sport had its best year for a long time.
What do you make of being a Vegas local? What do you make of this? Because this is something that 25 years ago, I mean, boxing was in Vegas. It was like you went to Vegas for fights.
Yes,
you didn't come to Vegas for a Super Bowl. That would have been
No, I mean, some people would come here to go to the casinos and gamble, of course, and watch the game at the sports books. But I did on the ESPN affiliate here back when I was with ESPN. I did a show, an all-sports show here, and this was in the early 2000s. And, of course, we would always have guests on. Could Las Vegas ever have a sports franchise? Is it possible? Could we have that? Are there enough people? Will they go? And I now realize those conversations seem very quaint to me now, right?
Yeah.
Given where we've come to.
It's a shift town, Al. Remember, it's a shift town, and you won't be able to support a team. And all that
That's right.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
All those
shift
arguments.
town.
That's right.
They used to tell us that in the book all
People
the time.
come in different shifts.
So you couldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, there were so many variables that people didn't know how it would all translate. And I think once Las Vegas was becoming more of a sports town because people were making annual junkets out here during the NCAA tourney.
Kids, for those of you that don't know, a junket is where they put a bunch of gamblers on a plane and tell them they get a really good deal, fly them, let them
Exactly.
gamble for 48 to 72 hours,
And
then
back.
fly them home.
Yeah.
That's a junket.
Yeah.
Just for the kids, Al. They don't know.
For the
they don't
kids,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that transferred on to younger generations who created their own junkets.
Correct.
They would get a whole bunch of friends. My nephew did it for 20 years straight.
Yep.
They would come out here. And
when would they
spend the
come?
weekend.
For Super Bowl or
They
for March
came,
Madness? or
sometimes
for-
they'd come for March Madness. Sometimes they'd come for the beginning of the NFL season
Okay,
and the
opening
or
week.
the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And they spend 3 or 4 days at a hotel and go to see the games at the Race and Sportsbook,
Right.
and enjoy it that way. That was, I think, the genesis of Las Vegas thinking of itself as a sports community beyond the boxing and the combat sports, which was always here, and that
Right.
was a perfect fit. So once that happened, and then the next phase was actually getting for sports franchises
Right.
here. And once that happened successfully, Las Vegas, I think, I'd be curious what you guys think. I think that the paradigm has changed so much about the relationship between sports and Las Vegas. It literally is as much a sports city as it is an entertainment city.
And one more team
2 more is coming.
is gonna. But one more will flip that even more.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's
Yeah.
over. But
Well, that was on the front
What-
page of Yahoo Sports, I think on Sunday morning, where Las Vegas is the sports capital of America.
yeah, that's what they're calling.
We
it.
are the
But-
hub of everything now.
But-
In an interesting way, that could be true.
You saw probably a little more than me the glory days of the Tropicana. It's
Yeah.
no longer the
Yeah,
glory
right, of
days,
course.
and it's supposed to be on its way down.
Right.
Because the A's are going to come here.
Yes.
Are you a baseball fan?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Can baseball work here if
Well-
it's the A's?
Right. That's a good. Those are. You asked that question in exactly the right
Way.
form. The other teams that that have come here are teams that were either homegrown
Right.
or already had a certain kind of a cachet. The A's are coming here to be reclaimed, aren't they? They're
Yes.
coming here to be
Rebuilt.
resuscitated.
Yes.
Yes.
Clear.
How much of a difference will that make? They're building a boutique ballpark, which is smart because they're not going to fill up a
No.
50, 60,000 foot, person arena. We know this much. They can't do any worse in terms of attendance than where they're playing right now. Clearly, that is not going to happen.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So that's the one that is a fascinating question. Now, we know also that, as has happened with the Golden Knights, the fans of other teams, when they come in town, a lot of fans are going to go. We also know that fans of those teams will want to come out here when their teams are playing. That has happened with the Golden Knights a lot.
And if baseball's different, they'll get a 3-game series.
Well,
So they'll come, Monday
Exactly.
and stay for a weekday series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, ideally.
more bang for your dollar.
Exactly, as
Yeah.
opposed to, the Oilers are coming here tomorrow night.
That's right.
The Oilers are on a streak. There's a
Exactly.
lot of Oiler fans in town. You see a lot
Yeah.
of the jerseys and
Right.
stuff. They're in one night, they're out the next.
Yeah, precisely. And so in that sense, baseball has a chance, to succeed. Listen, the A's have not had the best track record in recent years.
Understatement,
in
Howard.
terms of their
Oh.
in terms of their ownership.
Man.
So you would hope that he and the ownership team finds a way to function a little bit better.
Let's go back to boxing for a second because I love to pick your brain about what's happening in the sport itself right now. I have been a very big fan of Terrence Crawford for a long time.
Yeah.
I believe he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. I spent time in Omaha. I saw Terrence come up when he was just
Right.
on the way up, and now watching where he is. Should he fight Canelo? Does that fight make sense to you?
Well, from a commerce standpoint, it makes sense.
Okay.
Here's the interesting thing. If you'd asked me that question before the Spence fight, I might have said to you, definitely a bridge too far for someone who has come pretty far up in weight to get to 147 pounds. Now I'm not 100% sure. And I say that not just because of his dominating performance against Spence, but the way he did it. You can beat Canelo. Canelo Alvarez we saw Dimitri Bivol beat him, but he was a 175-pounder. He was and a master boxer.
Yeah.
But he beat him as a master boxer. So let's just assume there's only 2 ways to beat Canelo. You have to be a really good boxer, outbox him, or he has to be the Canelo that shows up on that day, not in 100% great shape, which he's done before, and gets tired in the later rounds. And somebody who is a big puncher, although they've never done it yet, could either stop him because of fatigue or whatever. So Terrence Crawford is that master boxer, as you point out. He is that guy. Can he avoid being hit by this 168-pounder, and who has also fought at 175, with something that's going to impact him dramatically?
Right.
That's the $64,000 question. The reason people have trepidation, I think, also about the Crawford-Canelo fight is because there's a fight sitting there that every single boxing fan, maybe not the casual fan, but everybody who follows the sport of boxing wants to see, and that's Canelo Alvarez against David Benavidez, who is a phenomenal 168-pounder, was a champion before, ran afoul of several things. Once he lost the title because of using drugs, not performance-enhancing drugs.
Right.
And then he missed weight. He has since gotten his act together much better, and in the ring he's always been excellent. So I think that's part of the only equation about this that I think has fans maybe thinking, well, we don't want to see that right now. However, while I would have said before the fight seems improbable and maybe not appropriate, I don't know anymore.
Interesting. Does the Usyk fight being pushed back benefit either fighter in your mind? Fury, obviously, with the cut, has to heal. We're not going to do it in Saudi Arabia coming up in May. I'm kind of frustrated by this because I can't wait to watch Usyk have his shot here up against Fury. Fury has kind of pushed him away the entire time, thinking this guy's not in my class. No one's in my class. I think Usyk might be, just from his boxing acumen. Weight may be a problem. What do you make of that fight in May, and does the delay help either fighter?
Yeah, I just wrote an article on that for Ring Magazine. Since I've got a couple months with a little time on my hands before I get back in action,
Very nice.
I wrote an article for them about the heavyweight division. And this was, I just had to alter the article because of what happened. But, it's always tricky to figure out who that's going to benefit or hurt. In this case, Tyson Fury, and I wrote this in the story I wrote, he's 35, Usyk's 37. But Tyson Fury, because of his long layoffs, one of them caused by the emotional issues and drug use, because his weight has fluctuated so much, most heavyweights at age 35 are considered to be well within what could still be their prime.
Yes.
Heavyweights tend to fight better at later ages. But Tyson Fury is kind of a special case in that he's had some of these things happen to him, and had the fight with Francis Ngannou, who had no business going 10 rounds with Tyson Fury, let alone, not to take anything away from Ngannou as a mixed martial artist.
Right.
Of course, he's a legend.
Ngannou won the fight.
But, yeah, well,
You could say he won the fight
you
and
can
not
make
be.
a-
and
you
not
can make
be-
a strong case
You can
for
make
that.
a case.
Yeah.
no
Won the
doubt.
fight.
Yeah.
So
Fury.
that fight, the question going into the Usyk fight is, was that just a byproduct of lackluster training, or was it a sign that Tyson Fury is slipping? Now, we now have thrown into the equation this other question about the cut and the time off that he's going to have. If I had to take a guess, I would think it might be less beneficial or would be more of a detriment to Fury because he got himself into fighting shape. Usyk has never had questionable conditioning, and now he has to make sure he does it within a 3-month period again. Plus, he's the one that suffered the injury.
Right.
And cuts have been a nagging problem for Tyson Fury. So we don't know how good that cut's going to heal by May 18th and
nasty.
could reoccur.
It looked nasty.
Last one for me. It's a two-parter. One, when's the next show at the Tuscany, the Flamingo? For
Thursday
you doing
night.
That. Excellent. So I want you to tell people about that. And two,
Yeah.
who's winning the Super Bowl?
Oh, okay. Well, the first thing is my music show, which I do frequently at the Tuscany Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas. We're going to have a pre-Super Bowl show on Thursday night, a few days from now. We're going to have shows at 8 o'clock and 9 9:30.
They got you
9:40.
doing 2 shows a night?
Yeah, how about that?
What a veteran.
Hey, I wanna
Unbelievable.
you know what? I'm trying to do my best. You know?
I love it. Keep it
So,
going.
we got 2 shows.
Yeah.
and I'm going to stay awake for the whole second show.
Hey.
I promise.
It was plus 120 if you would.
I was wondering what the odds were on that.
It's
Right?
plus 120. So
Yeah,
at least
so anyway,
late a favorite.
We're going to have a fun time. We're going to do a little Super Bowl trivia and give
All
away a
right.
few prizes.
There we
as
go.
well.
All right.
And we'll be doing music, Great American Songbook, blues, country. I've got a lovely guest singer, Rita Lim. So that's Thursday night. Come over. There's no cover charge. Come on over. It's a lot of fun.
Perfect.
And as for the Super Bowl, I'll tell you what. You know, this Super Bowl to me is fascinating because for a little while there, we didn't think the San Francisco 49ers were going to get there.
No,
Prior to that, we didn't think the Kansas City Chiefs were going to get
definitely
here.
not.
Right.
So we have 2 teams that we wouldn't have been surprised 4 months ago or 5 months ago of the idea of this Super Bowl, but the way things worked out, we're a little surprised
Yeah.
now. So given that, I am having a hard time picking against Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. That's the
And
team.
at
Yep.
the end of the day, the 49ers are an excellent team, but the Chiefs are playing their best football at the appropriate time.
True.
Yep.
I mean, the last
Yep.
3 or 4 weeks, they've played the best football that they've played all season. And the other thing I think is important is they have certain players like Rashee Rice and a couple of the other wide receivers have settled in. So now they have them contributing. Now, the only danger, and you guys, I'd be curious what you guys think, is the injuries that the Chiefs have on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a very real concern for them.
Huge.
Story. Yeah.
It's a huge
And
story.
yet they seem to still persevere through that
Yeah.
with a phenomenal defense.
Well, Spagnola's got this defense playing at an elite level, obviously, and they're going to have their hands full stopping this offense for the 49ers. I think it really I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes line is a valid point.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's more of I think also I have a tough time betting on Brock Purdy over Patrick Mahomes. I think people are
Yeah.
struggling with
That's a big.
more
And
than
I'm not a
anything.
Brock Purdy
I love
hater.
the kid.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it makes
absolutely.
sense, though.
Yeah.
I
He's an
understand that
excellent
logic. I
quarterback.
mean, just as a dog, Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to be doubted by
Yeah.
a Vegas line. So I think everyone's going to have that kind of trepidation when they go and go, wait, the better
Yeah,
team is the
right.
Niners, but do I bet against Patrick Mahomes?
Right.
Like that's going to be the whole crux
Yep.
of everything.
Yeah, it'll take a little conviction to do that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Al, thank you for stopping by. This was awesome.
Good to
Thank
visit.
you,
Thank you
sir.
so
Good
much.
to visit with
Pleasure.
you guys.
Yes.
Mr. Al Bernstein, everybody. Thank you, formerly of Showtime Boxing, soon to be of a new venue for boxing. Can't wait to see where you go next, sir. Thank you so much.
Jack, come pull this stuff out.
Al
please.
Bernstein.
Al Bernstein.
Adam Hill,
Adam Hill's next.
come on in. Come on over. Let's talk some Raiders. We'll get him. What's that? No, we have no breaks.
Well, we don't break, so
We-
hold on.
we don't-
You'll sit where Al's sitting.
we,
There you go.
we don't
So we'll
break,
get-
Al.
yeah.
Hey, Adam, we
So we
yeah,
just keep going. There's no break.
There are
Yeah,
no
we're
breaks.
live.
We're live.
going.
We go. This
Listen.
is what we do.
Yeah.
Who? What? What about Adam? They love Adam. Oh, they love him.
love
yeah.
Adam.
He's phenomenal.
Adam's been a big part of the
He
show.
pointed out the fact that mascots don't wear pants.
Yeah.
And the mascots,
yeah.
when mascots don't wear pants, the mascots look scary.
You just
And
took the first question.
I'm sorry. So then we went through the whole entire thing with mascots not wearing pants.
Unbelievable.
So like that's just
Yeah. And the chat ran with it. All of our people ran with it. They did it. Thank you, Al.
thank you. I
That's
appreciate it.
why
That was awesome.
we love Adam Hill.
Yes, because you never know.
Absolutely.
Right?
You really don't
You have
know.
no
Yeah.
clue what the topic's going to
Yeah.
be, where we're going to go.
He's got
with
the
it.
biggest head of anyone that will ever be on this show. And there is no
Just hold
way
it.
that
He
those
might be able to just
headphones-
hold it.
But just hold it. Yeah.
Just have him hold
Yeah.
it.
No,
Jack?
you can just hold it.
You can hold it.
There's no way.
No.
Look at the. There's massive. Yeah, there's a massive. Like that would sit right there. Yeah. No, that's fine. It's a mess. No, there we go. Can we hear you?
That's phenomenal. All right.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
We can hear you. You sound great. Yeah. We don't
You hear
have
us?
the headphones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You
put
want-
headphones
you want a
on.
headphone?
You want
No,
headphones?
I'm good. I
Are
can
you
hear
sure?
you guys.
All
We're
right,
good.
perfect.
I'm a
Yeah.
professional. What do you guys
Look at
talking
you.
You
about?
are a
The
professional.
one and only
My
Adam
God.
Hill from the Las
There
Vegas
he
Review
is.
Journal joining us here on the Bostonian versus the
Very
Book.
smooth. This is a very smooth transition
Oh,
from
that
Mr.
was
Bernstein
great. Yeah.
to me. It was good.
Right?
Mr. Bernstein.
Exactly.
I like it.
Mr.
Oh.
Bernstein.
Oh, he's earned respect. He's been
Yeah,
around a
he
long
has.
time.
He has.
Absolutely.
He's been
If anybody
around.
in this town has, it's him. That's for sure.
Adam, how long have you been in Vegas?
What, you're making me do math right now?
I
woke up. Okay, I
good at the
woke
math.
up at 5:30
I'm
in the morning.
surprised you even slept.
So I went to bed at 4.
There we go. You know it was
The
coming.
under was 2 hours.
You know it's coming.
Winner. Woke up at 5:30. So
Hour and a half
that's
of
not going to
sleep.
last all week. That's the plan.
That's a plan.
It's not going to last all week. I'm going to have to sleep.
You're going to have to sleep.
I want to sleep here. I was told not to bring a sleeping bag.
do not sleep here.
But yeah, so
By the
yeah,
way, we have a live show Thursday at Resorts World at 4:00 in the afternoon. You're on the show if you want to come.
All right.
You have open
the first
invitation.
ever bar party for us. So.
Yeah, so we're
That
doing
sounds
the bar.
dangerous.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, it's
Stephanie Smalls is going to be there.
yeah,
your friend.
Smalls is coming.
Smalls
yeah,
coming.
Smalls is coming. So,
She'll be there, so
yeah, so just
we'll have
put
some
that
fun.
on the docket.
Okay.
You've been here how long? 20 years?
Yeah, you're more. Well, I'm gonna age myself, I guess, but that's all right. I came here in 8th grade.
Okay.
90.
Okay, so
Christmas of 92.
Okay, so 92. We have a Super Bowl across the street.
We do.
Do you believe this? The Super Bowl.
No. I mean, I believe it. It's happening.
I know, but like it's so.
I don't.
like,
I don't think it's
about
like an alternate
I know,
reality.
I know,
or anything.
but we have a Super Bowl game. As much as we've seen here, I've been here 21. This is your number 7 for you, 8. So we have a Super Bowl game. It's big enough, the parties. It's big enough, the money, the lines, the bets, the things. They can walk across the bridge and go to the game.
Yeah. No, I can't believe. I mean, from where we came from, and we tell the stories all the time when they were measuring the TVs. The TVs are too big. You can't have a TV over 65 inches, I think it was. And then they had the rule you can't have a Super Bowl party if you didn't show NFL games all year.
Right.
At that location, so then people started showing games all
the word
year.
Super Bowl.
And my personal favorite was when NBC, one of their hit shows, Las Vegas, one of my favorite shows of all time.
Oh,
by the way.
yeah.
And they weren't allowed to promote it during the Super Bowl that was on NBC.
It's big.
So the league told them
Yes, that's
you
true.
can't show like clips of the show to promote the show.
Unbelievable.
Right,
Yeah, because it's show Las Vegas. Yeah.
So for that purpose, yes, I'm stunned.
And they've turned the Luxor into a Dorito chip.
And Excalibur, I believe, is a Sip City instead of Sin City.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so last time we
all
talked.
that's cool. But no, I mean, to the point, though, all of this stuff is crazy. And I will say I was wrong about one thing. I never thought it was going to be here. Obviously, nobody did. But I also said it's not going to matter. We're already sold out every year for the Super Bowl. Everybody comes here anyway.
Right.
So what does it matter if the game's here? But I think I was wrong about that because it's all the ancillary events around it that are still important and that are still big. So I thought it couldn't get any bigger than it already is in Las Vegas. I was wrong about that. It's all this stuff is great.
Yeah.
Last time we talked to you, you had said you didn't know if Antonio Pierce was going to get the job.
Yeah.
He has gotten the job, obviously. He's new head coach of the Raiders.
Everything's gone smoothly since he got the job, too.
Okay, good. Not really. So I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no, it hasn't.
This is when you can see him in person. You get it. You get the actual.
I was like,
sarcasm.
I kind of stopped. Wait. I was like,
right, yeah,
not
that's
true.
completely
not true.
Nothing
So
happened
what
like that.
is the backstory to the Cliff Kingsbury? I'm taking the OC job and now I'm not.
It's a good question. I'm full disclosure. I'm gonna be careful. I say whatever I want.
Yes.
Usually,
Right.
I'll be careful here because there's reporting that's still going on right now.
Yes.
And there's things that I know that aren't confirmed.
Right,
And I'm still,
right.
I'll be a little bit careful. I'm just saying there's a lot of moving pieces, and a lot of times when things are reported, and I saw fans saying like, "You guys jumped the gun on this." Like, no, they came to a deal and said we're gonna make this happen, and usually that happens, and then you sit down and you iron it out, you sign the contract, and it goes how it went. Obviously, they weren't fully on board with everything that was involved with him becoming the coach. Between, staffing and length of contract, I think was something that came up too.
Oh.
But usually those things work themselves out. But it sounds like there was some, bigger factors at play that they weren't there. And look, there were still outside forces pulling in because until a deal is signed, other teams can still talk to somebody, right?
Right.
So he may have gotten interested in something else, and there's a lot of things there. So again, I'm saying right now, I'm being a little bit careful in how I'm phrasing this, but there was just a lot of things there. So it was never signed. It's not like he signed the deal and left. And for those in Vegas, I think there's a lot of flashbacks to Chris Beard.
Yeah.
In his situation that happened here.
Yeah,
when
He went to UNLV basketball for a day and then left.
And then came back.
Took
21
off.
days, I think it was.
Yeah.
Right.
But he never signed his contract either because there was a weird process in place at that time. So, like I said, Vegas has been through this before, and nobody's going to remember this if Luke Getsy is successful.
Okay.
So, he can erase all of this, but it's being good at his job and having good offense. But if he's not, and Kingsbury goes on to have some success, this day will be looked back on with a lot of regret, I think, for the Raiders.
What is the plan at the quarterback spot, and did that influence what Cliff Kingsbury was going to do? Because
I don't think so.
He goes to a place with the number 2 pick, which could be able to move up to the 1 pick to get Caleb Williams. Raiders are way back, and Aiden O'Connell is the quarterback at the moment.
I know that's that's a running narrative for a lot of people. I don't believe that to be the case.
Okay.
I don't think it had to do with who the quarterback was. I believe the Raiders are going to bring in probably a veteran, and very possibly also draft a quarterback, maybe not in the first round, maybe in the first round, but I think they'll draft somebody and they'll bring in a veteran, and Aiden O'Connell will be in the mix as well. I mean, I know people are saying they don't have a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell, look, he's got a lot of shortcomings, but he also did have a winning record as a quarterback in the NFL as a rookie. I mean, you have to give him that, and I've been critical of him in a lot of different ways, but it's tough to win games in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he won games in the NFL as a rookie, so you do have to give him that credit for sure. That he was able to do that, but there also was enough warning signs that say maybe he's not the guy long term, but I think he'll have a chance.
Somewhere you recommend to go for people that are here, because you've gone to the draft and you give us the steakhouses and somewhere that somebody might not get if they just hit Google or best blank in Vegas.
I'm going to give up all my spots and make
No, not all of them. I just need one because this is what we're doing.
I'll give you a couple, though, for sure. So
fire away.
I've been open about this. A good friend of mine runs the place, and he's the best chef I know. But Naked City Pizza for the wings and the pizza,
phenomenal,
tremendous,
insanely good, and it's very close to here.
Yes.
So I would definitely go check that out.
Yes.
For sure. My personal favorite restaurant in town, that I like to go to, is Carson Kitchen downtown. It is incredible.
My guy.
It's started by a chef.
Well, I like hanging out with him.
Started by a chef, run by chef.
He knows food.
He's right.
He knows places.
He's
to
right.
Go.
Carson Kitchen is so darn
it's
good.
Great.
I don't want anyone to. I like to get in there easily, so
I know.
make it more difficult on ourselves.
This has happened.
But it is a tremendous place to eat. And the menu changes all the time.
I know a lot of people that are in are sticking to the Strip, and that's great. There's a ton of great places. I mean, we've talked about Barry's.
It's
crazy.
Yep.
Herbs and Rye is a great steakhouse as well.
Yeah.
Cleaver's sister property.
We've eaten there a bunch
Those
at
are
Cleaver.
tremendous.
Yeah.
And also, John Taffer's here, by the way, walking around. He's
bar rescue.
probably get some bar info from him.
I'd have to ask him.
He saved 2 places here in
There
Vegas.
it is right there.
But I've also, look, it's a little bit of a drive, but if people like Mexican, Juan's, I don't know how many people have been there.
That's where we went.
Yeah, I know.
Juan's,
It's good.
yeah.
No, it's great.
Insanely good. I love
It's
that.
by my house, so it's
I
not
love
far
that.
from me.
Yeah.
I
love
live
that
there,
place, too.
so
So,
that's a quickie little.
there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of incredible places. I don't want to leave places out, but there's definitely some cool spots around.
What about books or places that are off the Strip? People keep asking me, Dave, what sports book do you go to? I go to them all.
Everybody knows. Westgate and Circa are
Right.
the kings of the
down
space for sure.
Down there, but off. I keep telling
in
people.
Vegas, period. I think in just in Vegas, period. Westgate and Circa are the ones.
That's true.
Yes, absolutely. But I keep telling people, like I say, Red Rock if you're out there.
Sure, yeah.
Green Valley Ranch if you're down there.
Oh, yeah.
Durango Station, have you been?
I mean, come
It's
on.
It's unbelievable,
incredible.
right?
The George is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'd like to. That's another. Have you guys gone to Miho?
No.
Yes, I have.
I have not. No.
my
Christmas Eve, I ate there.
Oh,
yes.
did you?
My
Yes,
goodness.
Amijo. Yes.
Yes.
Insane.
Yes.
Insane.
Wow, when you say it like
it's
that,
really good.
like
No,
you-
crazy.
I mean, it's
Well, it's
really,
also it's a cool
it's not expensive either. It's actually good
like a very
priced.
it's very so it's an Instagrammable place.
Definitely.
For sure. The entrance
Yeah.
is
The 3
insanely
stops.
cool.
They built it for 3 different places to take Instagram
You get photos
pictures.
along the way as you go in. The food is very
Smart.
Instagrammable.
Are you an
too.
Insta guy?
Of course. I'm a social guy. I, live
Oh,
on social,
I didn't know you did the Instagram.
I live on social media.
Hey, I
do.
thought you did the social media.
I'm not
Where?
great. I'm not great at posting the stuff,
Oh,
but I mean,
okay.
I
All
love,
right.
and I'm always on it. I'm
Yeah.
always checking out what people
Okay,
are doing.
all right. How
But
about that?
the food is great. Everybody there is like you'll be like, oh, it's a celebrity sighting spot too. It's a place to be in town.
Okay.
But
All
the
right.
food is really good, and then there's a speakeasy attached to it, kind of
Yeah, I was with my daughter.
little hidden little spot.
I couldn't go to it. I wanted to go to
real
it. I was
cool
with
little
my
spot.
kid,
That's a
but-
good place too. But
yeah.
Durango with the outdoor space that they have,
It's awesome.
I mean, it's insanely cool. So I mean, that's a good spot too. So all the casinos outside of town now are doing a great job of building up their sports book as well.
Do you like the speakeasy craze here in town?
I do because
I love it. So I mean, it's my jam.
friends, so I'll tell you this: my friends accuse me of just loving gimmicks.
Okay.
Like they're like, you love a good gimmick.
You
if
do.
they bring you like, if you go to a Mexican place and they bring you like a little a
flaming
mini,
something
a
or
flaming
whatever.
thing,
You love it.
or like a mini taco cart to serve your tacos in.
Right. Yeah.
That's you're in.
I love that stuff. So I do
I'm
love
with
the
you.
concept of speakeasy. I don't love how carried away everybody like, I don't
too
love
much.
that necessarily.
Yeah.
But I do love
I want
the
them to
concept
keep
of them.
going with the actual speakeasy part of it because I feel like there's too many places. A speakeasy is supposed to be like hard to find. That's
Well-
supposed to be like in a mall.
I'll keep shouting out places. Have you done the Capos?
Yes.
That's a great spot too.
Yeah.
You got to know the password to get in the
Yeah.
door.
I mean, laundry room is my favorite. It's just really
Sure.
hard to get in. But like, if you
you got to know people, man.
Yeah, you
I'll
know
know
a guy.
you know people than I do. But I've gone a bunch of times. I go all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, you got normally like 48-hour notice. You got to make a reservation to get into it. But that's the type I like it like that. Like
about,
very narrow.
How about everybody's talking about it again, and I've had so many people reach out to see if I can get them a table. No, the answer is no. They're doing the Rayos pop up here.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys know in New York. I think
Yeah.
it's a 2-year waiting list.
Yeah.
10 tables.
Eat
10
yeah.
tables.
Yeah.
There's only 10
2
tables.
years.
Yes.
10
What do you?
tables.
I mean, but 2 years.
It's a
I
dining
just threw that number out
experience.
there. I don't even think it's a 2-year because I don't think you can get in even if you
Yeah,
want.
it's really hard to get into it.
But so they're doing a pop up here in
Yeah.
Vegas. Now the thing is, they had a restaurant in Vegas for 6 years.
Didn't work.
It didn't really work.
Yeah.
Because it's not as exclusive, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Oh.
and they're mass producing something they usually do very small,
Right.
Yep.
very small, intimate,
Right.
just make a couple dinners a night. Now they're trying to mass produce. It didn't work, but the pop up this week, huge.
Everyone
And,
wants to get into it.
I'm in a tough spot though. I got offered a spot at a table on Wednesday,
Oh, you got to go.
but I'm busy.
Busy. I mean,
Doing
like
what?
busy. What?
Doing what?
You got. I mean, like
What are you
work.
covering?
Can
I
wait.
gotta work.
Cover it.
I gotta work.
Cover it.
Write an article
Just
about
write an article about it.
eating
Now you're
Oreos.
working and eating at the place. Just keep that in mind.
If I do it, I'm just doing it for the gram, just so people know.
Do it for
If
the
you see
gram.
me post,
There you go.
if you see me post for
That's
Rayos,
it.
that's the reason.
That's the
Edmonton comes in here tomorrow night.
Oh, I mean, look, I'm saying that because it's awesome. The night should be on the road.
What do you mean? What?
Do you know how many people are trying to
it's
get a
too
ticket to go
much.
to that
Brilliant.
game?
It's brilliant.
Of course it is.
Brilliant.
But it's too much.
He's
I'm
gotta-
talking
he's gotta
selfishly.
cover it. He's gotta
I'm talking
cover it. Yes.
selfishly.
Okay, for
Yes.
you. Okay,
Yeah.
for you.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's too much. This is
I'm
brilliant.
I'm
This is
self-
exactly what
I'm
you
a
want.
Give me the
person.
press pass. I'll go.
I'm a
Right?
selfish
You don't want to
person.
go?
You want to write a story on deadline?
I will.
You got 12 minutes after the game's over to file a story.
12?
Maybe.
Wow, that's a.
And if it
that's-
goes to overtime,
that's-
it might be down to like
Wow,
2.
really? Oh no.
Well, I'll
All
update
right.
for online afterwards.
All
but
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gotta make-
That's
you gotta
quick.
make-
All right, I can do it.
Very skilled.
It's
Highly
believe me, you
skilled.
have multi skills.
Does
People don't even know.
Does the break worry you for the streak for Edmonton? This is the record. This is the win. This ties the record. They've
Yeah.
won 16 straight.
I'm
17 in a
I'm
row.
sure they didn't want it.
Ties the record.
I'm sure they didn't want the break.
Right. Keep going. Right.
So yeah, I mean, it would be concerning if I was Edmonton that you might cool off a little bit, but at the same time, for the Knights, the break helped because they're
Had to
they're
help.
probably getting William Karlsson back tomorrow.
Good.
Oh,
So,
okay.
he practiced yesterday. They're on the ice right now practicing.
How'd you
I
get out of
haven't
that?
heard.
What's the
Oh,
line,
yeah.
Dave? Tomorrow, Edmonton's won 16 in a row after the break. Carlson back. What's the line?
Edmonton small,
Edmonton small.
minus 115.
They
and
haven't fully
120.
cleared Karlsson yet, but I'm fairly certain he's playing.
Hill
I
gonna
just
be-
went to look.
Is
They
Hill-
haven't even listed the
How's
goalies
Hill?
It should be Aiden Hill. He's
Hill
fine.
should be Hill,
Held
right?
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Played pretty well before the break, obviously. So he's back, and it sounds like Jack Eichel and Shea Theodore back on the ice. They're not going to play.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wow.
No. Sounds like they're back on the ice working toward. I think Jack Eichel will be about 3 weeks to a month. Shea Theodore maybe around that time or a little longer,
Okay.
but they're at least back, progressing toward coming back. So
We talk hockey all the time. We got a ton of people that watch hockey that get in the chat and pay attention. Are the Knights making the playoffs?
yes,
What? That's not even a question.
Are they a threat to win the cup?
No.
yeah, because look, they're
The West is loaded.
Yeah,
It is.
They got to
Oh,
be healthy.
Edmonton's-
Healthy,
right.
they're healthy. They
Right.
are, but are they going to
but
be
healthy. I mean, when the Golden Knights are healthy,
Yeah.
they're going to be as dangerous as anyone. And I think it's one of those things where 2 years ago they battled injuries, they didn't make it, and they learned their lessons. I think a little bit from how to manage and kind of maintain until you get your lineup back. And I think the lineup is going to be, again, you say this, and then 3 guys get hurt in the next week.
Right.
But they should have their full lineup within about a month, and that'll give them time to actually build their game up a little bit going into the
Going
playoffs.
into the
Yes,
playoffs, yeah,
I think
okay.
they'll be in the playoffs, and I think they are a threat.
So Edmonton's minus 130 according to the chat on DraftKings. So there is a look ahead there at 130.
I would guess that's with Carlson not playing. That's with everybody not playing as of right now. That's the top.
That seems heavy,
It's
right?
going to go. Well,
And
that's
I'll
why.
also say Carlson, is obviously a very good player, but he knows that. I think he was a much bigger loss than people knew.
Definitely.
First of all, when you lose other guys with it hurts. But Carlson is so solid defensively. You can put him out there against any line, and he's quiet. He had the big season statistically in the first season. Otherwise, he's just been a very, very good player, a solid player all around. He makes things work for everybody else. So I think he's a guy that you'd look on paper and say, well, he's not scoring that many goals. The numbers aren't necessarily there, but his impact is so much greater than the stat sheet will tell you.
I know you have something coming up here.
Go.
But I want to, before we get you out of here on this, we talked a little bit about this Al Bernstein. I want to ask you this. What is, if you had to put 0 to 100, 100% means they are coming here 100%. Where are you on the A's in Vegas?
Where am I? If they are, or if I want them to?
No, if they are they actually going to? Because the more I'm hearing about the fact that there's a lot of Fugazi stuff happening with the Trop site, closing of Tropicana was going to happen anyway, so it doesn't really matter about the ballpark, and it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors saying it's just almost like a coincidence that Trop is going to close anyway. And so the ballpark might go there, but it might not.
Well, you saw the designs, right? I mean, they're out.
They look ridiculous.
No, I mean, they're not out. We haven't seen the actual.
Well, we've seen
a fake
these
one.
on the moon.
We look like we've seen Rembrandts.
Somewhere else.
The pictures that I've seen,
I will tell
I'm
you-
like, that's not here.
They don't
Just
show
as
the
somebody
strip,
who's
anything.
been around sports, obviously, and you
Right.
guys have too, but around media and things like that, when you start seeing things, the biggest thing that's concerned me is not any of the big rumors, anything like that. It's the fact that the A's said we're waiting on the Trop design, we're waiting on the Bally's design for us to put out our stadium, and then the other side said we're waiting on the A's to put out their design so that we can design the stadium. So both sides that's concerning, and it's kind of subtle. But when you look at that and say, wait, your statements are very diametrically opposed, and it starts to get concerning, right? So I would put it at maybe 70%.
Wow.
But it's not 100.
No.
For
not even
sure.
close.
And I will say, I have never, and it's not happening, it's ridiculous. The rumor that they're going to shut down operations for 3 years.
3 years.
And then re-enter the league
Have you heard this?
is maybe the greatest rumor I've ever heard.
It can't happen.
It's
You
not
want to
happening.
talk about a gimmick that I'm on board for? Let's
happen.
go.
But it
happening.
can't
Oh
happen.
my God! It
It's
won't. That's
total rumor.
ridiculous.
No,
It won't.
the CBA
They'll
wasn't-
never do that.
The CBA,
There's no
They'd have
chance.
to have every single team.
Yeah.
Every
There's no
team, all
chance.
29 teams have to say
Yeah.
yes to
Yeah.
that happening, and no way they're
There
getting a
is-
consensus from the 29 to
Again,
0.
There's literally zero chance.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I love it. I love the rumors.
I'm
I'm
in.
here for it. It's great.
Could you imagine
I would
if a
love it,
team
yeah.
shuts down for 3 years?
Yeah.
It'd be easy to just
Like
jump
the
right back
Browns
in, right?
and the Ravens. Like when the Ravens left, the Browns shut down, and then all of a sudden they reappeared.
But they were still competing. They're just competing somewhere different.
Right. This
They
is
just
not.
moved the
This is
team
not
and then
playing.
restarted.
You'd have a whole season with 29 teams.
Wow.
Screw everything up. The whole
Especially
schedule.
like all the minor leaguers keep playing and build their way up and try to make it to the major.
Oh, wow.
What do the
I
major
love
league
it.
roster do? I'm here for it. It's
Oh,
just
I'm
not
here
happening.
for it, too.
It's
It's
just
great.
not happening.
Thanks for joining us.
Give the-
By the way,
give
can you
the
give
folks-
anybody a little Humpty dance on the way out?
Hold on, wait. You have to ask him. Can you say who wins?
Not on command.
Are you making a prediction
You
yet?
can't do
Too
Humpty
early?
dance?
I mean, right now I'm leaning toward the Chiefs.
Okay.
That's subject to change throughout the week. I also have been saying this, and then I thought of something this morning that threw me off, but I like the Elijah Mitchell over 1.5 yards on his first carry prop. Basically, the prop is he going to get a carry or not?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the caveat that I realized, they like to give him the ball at the 1 yard line, and that does concern me.
Oh, my.
That if he gets his first carry at the 1, now you're in trouble.
You
It'd be
lose.
hilarious if he scores a touchdown in
you
his first carry
lose.
and you lose.
But put
I
your heads
do
with an
think-
anytime touchdown bet. You could kind of get
Sure.
on both sides.
I do think they're going to get him involved.
Okay.
So I've been looking at that one. So that's pretty interesting. And while I'm here, just if you guys will allow, we're
Please.
doing a lot of stuff with
Yeah.
RJ this week. I have a ton of Raiders players coming on
Nice.
throughout the week. In fact, Aiden O'Connell, Jacoby Myers coming up in just about an hour. So after
Excellent.
you guys,
All right.
come check us out. and,
Perfect.
we'll throw that up there. And
There you go.
Excited about that.
How can they find it? Where can they?
ReviewJournal.com, Vegas Nation, Facebook, across all social platforms, and got a ton of stuff coming up this week.
What's the Insta for you?
Adam Hill, LVRJ, just like
Yeah.
I don't do many
Tell the
posts. I
people.
do a lot of stories.
That's fine. That's
fine.
fine. Just have people find
I'm the
it.
same way.
Where's Jack? Jack, get this thing off his head.
I got it.
Please. Are you sure? Be
Yeah,
careful.
it's just
I just don't want you to get hurt or hurt it. Please. All right.
He's good. He's the one and only Adam Hill
Adam
from the
Hill.
Las Vegas Review Journal. He's the best.
Thank you,
Love
sir.
to get him on the
Awesome.
program here on the Bostonian versus the Book, and that's an amazing
See you later.
first hour of our coverage here from.
We just did an hour almost?
We did an hour. Yeah, we just knocked down almost an hour of content here with 2 interviews. For
40 minutes.
49.
49. Oh, that's when we started? Okay. All right.
50
Just keep
minutes.
the clock. Yep.
50
All
minutes,
right.
technically. So
Rolling.
We have
How about that?
It's and I mean, people are eyeballing. John Taffer just walked by. Everyone's chasing.
He did. Everybody's talking. Everybody's
chasing
walking.
him.
Saw some people.
Everyone's after him. So
Yeah.
So the chat, you guys have been awesome. I've been following it around and watching you guys, what you've been doing. We appreciate all you guys.
Have you? Have they?
Yeah, they've been.
We started a little early for the people. I mean, like we usually start right now or close to this.
Right.
A little bit after.
And this is where we're going to be all.
So
all
just so
week.
you guys know, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern, that's noon Central. The show's going to start.
Yeah.
Or the countdown, you'll see it, and then we'll do what we can to start right after that.
Yeah.
So
that was fun. So I appreciate Adam coming in. Where are you on the A's? I mean, do you think this is a possibility? Because
I've been telling you that I've been doubting it all along.
Yeah, my problem is if it falls through, it's a bad look on Vegas. So I don't want that to be sort of a narrative.
Why? It's a worse look on the A's.
It is, but it's also a bad look on Vegas that we didn't get it done. So I'd rather have it not.
But it's
fall.
not due to Vegas.
True. Right.
They keep switching what they want, where they want it, how much they want to spend. They're really not telling anybody.
Nothing. They're really because we know there's $380 million or so of public financing that's going to be put forth towards the stadium.
Yeah.
But they want to build something that's going to be way more expensive than that, as they should. And so where's that money coming from? When will it be put into place? When are we going to see?
Right.
Because, I mean, you've been here when we've demoed large casinos. Like, taking the Tropicana down is not going to be simple.
There's a lot around it.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean, they're going to have to section off. We just went through F1.
Yes, this is worse because that's the busiest intersection in the entire city.
And
state, really.
I mean, we went over there yesterday and did some BetMGM stuff, MGM Grand.
Yeah.
Met everybody there. Didn't do anything with BetMGM, but know the people there and walked around. And I walked through the Trop.
You parked there, so that's your secret.
I parked there.
That's your secret.
And walked through to go over to Mandalay.
Right.
I hadn't been through there in a while. When's the last time you were in the Trop?
2 months ago. I parked.
It literally feels like you're in 1972.
Yeah, it's old. It's run down.
I can't believe it.
It's not taking. I mean, they've been planning this for a very long time. This casino. I mean, realistically, every casino on that intersection is going to need to be either refreshed or redone. All 4 of them.
Completely.
Trop, MGM, New York, and Excalibur all need to be replaced at some point because the energy for the Strip right now is down. Now, I know there's a lot of negative connotations about that, but Wynn, Bellagio, Fontainebleau, Resorts World, and Venetian Palazzo are where a lot of the energy is going for people who want to go see the new stuff. They want to see the new Vegas.
True.
It's the luxury. That's the luxury intersection. A lot of people are now going, well, wait, if I go and stay here at MGM, I always go there. It's nice, but have you seen Fontainebleau? Have you seen Resorts World? Have you seen, when you go to the Wynn or seen Venetian? So that's, I think, a fear for the companies like the MGMs of the world of, hey, we got to figure it out. Boyd's the same problem.
Yeah.
And so you got to take down Tropicana and replace it with something. But if it's a ballpark, I just can't figure that out. I think it's such a weird place to put a ballpark. I really think it's going to make. I mean, even look, Allegiant. When they said they're building Allegiant, it was like, okay, it's on the other side of the highway,
other side of the freeway,
and so it makes a little more sense just from an area standpoint of people going there. And I now know different ins and outs of how to get down there. Like, it's going to be an absolute disaster on game day to get down there to try to get to any property on the Strip, and I don't really think people are asking the right questions about, like, does a ballpark belong on that intersection?
No one's asking that question.
I mean,
they just want to know how much they're paying.
Right.
They just want to know how much they're paying.
And baseball is going to be a hard sell. I mean, baseball is going to be a hard sell in this town, and so you got to make it really.
I don't think it is as much as a lot of people say. There is a baseball culture here. We have one of the best players in baseball, Bryce Harper, who
plays in Philadelphia.
I know, but there's a baseball, like youth baseball, all the way up. It's been this way. Greg Maddux is from here.
Right.
Bryce Harper's from here, and there's been players in between.
Bryson Stott's from here.
But yes, there's a lot of guys. There's a baseball and softball culture here that will lend itself.
So on a Tuesday when the Padres are when the Brewers are playing here on a Tuesday.
In June.
People
when
are
it's 1:12.
People are going?
Not as much.
I mean,
Not as much. No, I mean, unless they win.
Even if they win.
Well, no. If they win, people will go, at least the first 2 years.
What's winning?
But
it's the A's. What's winning? 500?
Vegas?
Yeah. What's winning?
Vegas, you better be over 500. You better be competing for a division.
Yeah, that hasn't happened since, like, the Moneyball days. Like, it's been a long time since.
Are they going to leave them in that division?
Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
So we got to go against Texas, Seattle.
Yes, you can't move them. That's why they're staying.
And
that's why they're-
Houston?
yeah, of course. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
That's
I think
not
a lot of
That's
people
gonna be bad.
who are here, a lot of people who are in
can't-
Las Vegas,
right.
have started to take a long, hard look at what the NBA can offer. And if you're going to put public money to anything, you should be doing it
100%
for the
they'll do it
NBA.
with the NBA. 100% they'll do it with the NBA if they can first.
It's Shaq versus LeBron. And Shaq, I think, will end up winning that fight. I think it will be LeBron can politic all he wants, but I do think Shaq's group is going to have a bigger foothold here because Shaq has been doing business here for over a decade. And you're going to have a chance to build either the All-Net Arena, which is up by up on.
Look at Jack switching the cameras and stuff. You see that?
Awesome, right?
Jack, you're doing a hell of a job. Keep it up.
Up by
Thumbs
Venetian,
up.
by Fountain Blue Venetian, that part of town, or on the other side, all the way down by the outlets for that huge space that's there that they're trying to sell for an NBA arena.
Wait, you want the ballpark in that cluster by the 95 North to the 15?
No, that's where the NBA arena is going to go. That's All-Net. Where the All-Net arena,
where that thing was, yeah.
All-Net fell apart.
They're talking about putting the NBA there?
That was going to be the All-Net arena. It was going to be the NBA arena, and they basically stopped the permit. They didn't do enough to put shovels on the ground, so they took the permit away.
Right.
So someone could still buy that property and still actually go in there and build an arena there, or they may build it down by the other outlets, which I always forget is it north or south, but.
North is the ones downtown.
Yes, so the
south is the ones.
So south outlets down there to build where you go get the BvB hats made, and there's all space down there, and you could build an arena, and NBA basketball just makes a whole lot of sense here. Okay, we're
an hour into.
So let's talk football here, okay? So
we didn't talk football.
Yeah, so let's get into it, okay? Patrick Mahomes' father was arrested over the weekend. Patrick Mahomes' father was arrested on his third suspicion of DUI. In the state of Texas, if you are convicted of this 3 different times, you are facing up to 10 years in jail.
What number is this for him?
3. This is his third arrest for driving under the influence.
It's the week before the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Distraction?
$10,000 bond. He was posted. He's out. Everyone's wondering, will he be here? Tonight is media night. I will be going there. I look forward to seeing at least if any reporter has the guts to ask the question of Patrick Mahomes. It won't be me, but Patrick's going to be on a podium for what normally is 45 minutes, and you have to wonder how many times he's asked.
You're not asking that question.
I'm not asking that question. I don't think it really matters to me, but it's going to get asked.
So does it matter to anyone?
It matters to the news media. This is the event that is not a sports-only event. The news media is here. So if it's a sports, news media is going with their guns out. They're firing. They're coming. This is
for Patrick Mahomes.
This is catnip. Remember what this country does. We build everybody up to rip them down. We love this nothing more. This is the perfect story. The week of the Super Bowl, the quarterback Hall of Fame, 2-time Super Bowl winning champion quarterback's father gets arrested for being drunk. Every question can be phrased that will put him into a bind. You talk to kids, Patrick. Kids look up to you, Patrick.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Okay.
At media night?
Tonight, yeah. I think tonight
like
will be
the circus one, where they're all around. They're different. They each have
This
their
is
own
the time
podium.
they do it because you have safety in numbers.
Right.
When it's individual, when it's one-on-one, or when it's back
they definitely won't do
at
that.
Lake Las Vegas.
They're not doing it, yeah.
You get your credential ripped off. You never cover the Chiefs ever again.
Right.
But if you're in a group of 50 people and you just start shouting out questions, I'd be very surprised if that question is not very large tonight. Is it a distraction? I don't believe so. I think it is a troublesome story for Patrick Mahomes and his family, but I do not believe it has a football impact.
Yeah, it doesn't have an effect on the line. Nothing like
No.
that.
No.
Nobody's going to go, oh, well, Patrick Mahomes is going to be distracted. I'm going to bet the Niners some more and blah, 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 blah. I don't think people are going to bet the props differently. I don't think none of that stuff. It's not going to change.
Let's address the statement that Adam made or Al Bernstein made that I think everyone's making at the moment. I can't back the Niners because I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of logic in that to me.
There's no logic in a lot of this.
Okay, so
we're in a room full of people without logic.
Okay, as long as we're understanding that, because
BvB is not logical to some people because they're like, why did you call it that?
I'm struggling with the idea that there has to be more to the handicap than that, and there is more to the handicap than that. But I need more of the handicap versus.
You always need more. You just like the kids in your class.
Correct. I need more. I need more of a reason.
Pharrell.
That it's Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, you got 2 minutes? All right, later. That's fine. Go. All right, no problem. We just got Big Time by Pharrell.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's a busy guy.
I know.
He's got to go to Sirius.
Know,
He's doing a show on Sirius.
Yeah.
Got to go get set up over there.
I know.
We'll have him at some point during the show.
Yeah, we will.
We'll get Scotty on.
Yeah.
I understand the point. Because I would have a hard time. I am having a hard time. I mean, the only bet I've made so far is I teased the Chiefs up to 7.5 and took the total down to 40.5 or 41 and went over. So that's the only bet I've made so far on this game. I'll make more bets as the week goes on. But
did you look through that packet?
I did. And there was
just a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. It's in my backpack over here from Westgate's gigantic packet of prop bets and whatnot. But
it's a lot of stuff.
I do really like the idea that you can bet the no on a lot of things, and you could potentially, as long as you don't get burned. But like the idea of like the game falling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's only going to fall one number. Bet around it. Bet the no.
Right.
just bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just bet no on all of them, and then come down and it hits it with no. I mean, I don't know. That's sort of just the way I've looked at that and go, yes, it's really expensive to do it, but
this is one of those ones I would be talking to you and you're listening to you talk, and I would ask the chat, do you understand anything that he just said?
So, no, I mean, the Westgate has a prop market available where you can bet literally the final score will fall 1 to 21, like literally anywhere in there.
Individually, though.
Yes or no.
Each number.
Yeah, yes or no.
Will it fall 1? Yes.
Will it fall 2? Will it fall 3? Yes or no.
Yes, no.
It's
right.
a two-sided
market. And there's
market.
a price for every one.
Right.
Okay.
So you could bet, if you have a big enough bankroll, you could bet a multitude of those numbers, and only one answer is going to come in. So as long as you don't, it's Bernie Fratto. As long as you don't get a massive amount of things that fall down, you'll be able to you could potentially be profitable.
Right.
Depending on how big it is.
Yes.
What are you doing, Bernie?
Fratto, what's up?
You want to sit down? Sit down.
Sit? Yeah.
Sit down.
I'll come back in a minute.
Okay.
Come
we're
back.
live right
We're
now.
Live. We're on the air.
We're live.
I apologize.
We're always live.
All right, come back tomorrow.
No, I'll come back in a little bit.
Oh, come back in a little bit. All right.
We're on the air
till
till 12.
We'll see you in a little bit. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
All right,
Come
good.
on.
Nice shoes.
Bernie Fratto from Fox Sports Radio will come up by. Stop on.
Really good interrupting.
Okay,
No,
it's fine.
that's great.
It's all good. It's the whole point of this show. It's all good. It's going to be romper room all week. We're going to have, chaos and people stopping by and sitting down and saying hi.
Did Bernie think we were just doing a test run? What did he think right there?
I think most people don't think you're going to say hi to somebody while you're on the air.
So they don't know. This
so.
is the thing. This
Right.
is what I do.
So it's different.
Right.
People, like, if you're in a break, you would say hi. So you'd sit down and have a break and have a conversation and then go, okay, we're back on, bye. So,
Fair. Okay.
normal.
That's what.
That's
okay,
normal.
that's
It's
all right.
normal how Sports Grid will operate otherwise. And,
Right.
While not during our 2-hour window, but
Right.
during
Okay.
the other, there'll be commercial breaks. People will be able to stop and have conversations. What do you make of this setup versus Phoenix and Arizona? It's our third time being here.
Oh, I like this. This is good. We got nice cameras. We got a nice set. We got screens behind us.
No, I mean,
I'm good
not
with the
us.
whole thing.
I mean, just looking at this.
Oh. It looks the same. It looks exactly the same. It looks the same as LA. Looks the same as Phoenix.
It is very similar.
The outskirts to me were bigger 2 years ago. I feel like the outskirts are not getting smaller. They're just
This is a
getting
bigger
less.
room.
This is that, and the sets at each one of the places
Are bigger.
Oh no! The sets are smaller.
Really?
Yeah. I walked them. Everything looks different.
Okay, serious.
As far as
still, gigantic.
that's the same. That
Serious
they
is
that's their road show.
Yeah.
They must go to
Massive.
multiple places, like they go wherever,
Right.
Super Bowl and then another big event, and they just take that and go. That's
Yeah,
their
it's
traveling circus.
It's massive. That's
CBS being down on the strip
does change things.
change a lot of things because they took a big
How
up
in the
space.
hell were they on
What?
the air this morning? During that monsoon, how were they on
You
the
want
air?
to talk about life is always forward, never straight? The drive here today sucked.
100%.
And when it rains here in Vegas, the drive sucks
100%.
wherever you're going.
100%.
Doing a show outside
Was disaster.
today
Must have been the worst.
had to be, and I didn't turn on the morning show in the house before I left. And that's going to be my favorite thing about today is like the fact that we have a home game and there's
Yeah.
a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talk about people going through things all the time and you really don't know. Like, you really don't know. And we woke up. It was raining. I went to sleep and it was raining. Do you like sleeping when it's raining?
Sure. Yeah.
You like that noise?
Yeah.
It's just,
I'm good with
I
it.
can't.
I'm good with it.
I
like
gotta
it.
sleep. I had to sleep in a different room because I could hear too much
Oh, I like
on the
it.
one side, so
It's
I didn't
nice.
like it. No, I didn't like it. But
I don't like when the wind blows and like everything. Oh, the trees,
the
the
one
trees.
Oh,
The trees creaking freak me out because it's like, are you gonna fall on my house?
I think I might have a tree falling. The tree in the front of the house.
Yeah,
I'm not
that-
sure.
that
I
freaks
was.
me out.
I'm very nervous about what happens after the show when I go home because the rain and everything. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we're not apologizing though.
No.
We're not apologizing. But are you a good driver in the rain?
Yes.
You got a nice vehicle to be
I have
doing
a
it
tank
in too.
today. I have a tank.
Oh lordy.
I have a 2024 Mazda CX-50 that is an absolute tank.
Yeah.
I love the. I would absolutely. I can't wait to do the review on that thing because I love that thing. I've done it in snow now. I take it in with snow, rain, and sand, all of it. So I've taken that thing and really,
You have.
I've gotten a good work out of that thing over the week. But then the car that arrives on Thursday is a lot of fun. I have a Nissan Z Nero showing up that's going to be look out. If it's dry, I'm going to be all like, I think it's green. It's going to be loud. It's gonna be
Over
fun.
here, you got to
wanna
sit in this seat.
Good, man. How are
Good,
you?
good.
What's
We
going
can't get up because we're wired. We'll
We're
give you
wired.
hugs and kisses in a minute.
It's like we did.
Jack, come over here real quick if you could. Get him this microphone, please.
The man, the myth,
How you
the
feeling?
legend
You good?
is sitting down.
Hold on.
Again?
Yeah.
Again?
Hold on. Get him the mic. Hold on. That's Scott Farrell.
So, first,
All right. Yeah.
first things first.
Can you hear us? Because there's a microphone or an earpiece right here. It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. Yeah,
It does.
Yeah. I know.
Right.
I know. It's.
Some guy told me I look
Wow.
cool though, and
You look good.
that's not a good sign. I need chicks to tell me I look good. Some guy, a security guy, goes, "Great hair, man." I go, "Gee, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks, pal."
They won't tell you right away.
I
but
need
they're
hot
looking.
chicks to tell me I look good.
Yeah.
at my age.
Yeah.
Hold on, because for serious for a second, this is your first time being on the show since everything that happened.
Since it happened, yeah.
How are you?
Listen, the story is too long, but I will tell you that it sucked. It really sucked at a time when you can't suck, as Tortorella
Right.
would say. It was awful. It was an awful experience. Nothing. I tried to make fun of it. Like my wife wanted to sleep with my surgeon. He was really good looking.
Yeah.
I tried to make fun of. I threw food at nurses. I gambled with nurses. Played poker with nurses.
Right, okay.
I had mafia friends. Felons bring me pizzas, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's,
Okay.
gummies.
Yeah. All of it.
Any kind of edible or like tincture, resin into the hospital. I'm hooked up to 20 machines. I had tubes shoved down my throat. You've never seen those pictures?
No, we saw
I
them.
have. Yeah, we
It's
saw
really,
them.
it's just,
Yeah,
it was an awful,
yeah.
it was awful experience. So when the guy opened me up, and when it was over, he said, "I opened you up, and you had black lungs." I said, "I smoked the finest chronic, coach. I don't smoke cigarettes." I go, "Just the finest chronic." And he goes, "What is that?" I go, "Trust me." He goes, "Those days are over." He goes, "Here's what's going to happen. You're going to stop that permanently. No cigars, no cigarettes, no dope, no nothing ever again. It'll corrode it. There'll be bacteria. And then you'll be back here. We'll do it again. You want to do it again?" "I'd like to do it again," is what he said to me. And I went, all right, dude, whatever you say.
Right.
So I've never done it again.
Good.
I feel better. I feel good. But like today, like for instance, no joke, I walked over here and rode a tram, and I still was soaking wet. I think to myself, am I having a heart attack?
Yeah, but you went through a lot, man. I mean, walking a mile's got to be a lot.
So yesterday
but
I watched
it's the rain. It was the rain. Tell the people it was the
I think
rain
it was
you were
rain
wet
and
from.
sweat combined, and I was late. I was like, I got to be here, so I was hurrying.
Right, yeah.
And then I was getting ready, and I was sweating, and I'm always thinking something bad's gonna happen, but it doesn't. Like
You got to get the mental.
they told me that, honestly, that they said to me that I have the heart of a 25-year-old now. It's
right.
brand new.
It's fixed.
Fake
You're
valve.
bionic man.
Yeah,
now.
I have fake
That's it,
valves.
Yeah.
I have cow mesh fake valves, and I have a clamp, basically. So one thing I've taken advantage of is the handicapness of it all. So what I have is
You got a sticker?
I have a federal card.
No, you
that
don't.
says
You have like diplomatic immunity.
I have it right here. Look,
You can go anywhere.
with this federal card.
Look at this.
So I can no security at the airport, no security at stadiums.
That's diplomatic
No,
immunity.
listen to this. First guy on the plane. They're like, immediately go on the plane.
Oh,
you gotta go. You
how
gotta go on
about
the plane,
that?
and you just get whatever you want. Like I tell them, I have a artificial heart, and,
Right,
and
yeah,
the C's
yeah.
part.
That's it,
I got
that's
like
it.
people giving me whatever I want. 10,000 Mile Club. I have an artificial heart. I had 2 stewardesses do me right in the plane.
Perfect.
Like
That's the way to fly out to Vegas.
They felt bad
To
for
get
me.
ready, yes.
Immediate sex I had
Perfect.
from stewardesses. Immediate. And then
Last time you did the show,
yeah.
you came on and you were
Naked.
At the end, by the end, you were naked. You were sweating.
So,
Like
maybe-
so when
maybe
you
it was
say
all-
you're wet,
it was building
like,
up.
It gets the people excited. You actually made the promo video that we're
did,
using
yes.
to go out to other people.
I think
so I want to thank you.
maybe
for
it was
that.
building. The sweat was building. I was
I don't
having
know.
signs. I never had. I had breathing problems when it happened, so I couldn't breathe. I woke up choking to death. I thought I was drowning in bed, and they told me 3.5 months later that I can't wear this anymore.
That's fine.
3.5 months later, they told me that I had a 30 apnea, which is total fail. Now they got me on the machine, and now I'm down to a 1. I was at 30 heart stops an hour, 30 choke an hour. I stopped breathing, and so what happened was they said that 3.5 months later, they determined my surgeon in the sleep division at the hospital, cardiac, and they combine them, that my valve blew off because my heart was starting and stopping at night sleeping. That's why it happened. They said it wasn't weed or basketball or, at one point they said, you probably had what do they say when you're a kid, that you got a murmur?
Right.
A little heart murmur when you were a kid. I'm like, so 58 years later it blows off? They said it was because of sleeping, choking, and my heart stopping at night. And then so the night that I woke up choking, they said it had blown off, and I was sitting there going,
The valve
it was
blew
spraying
off.
blood. My heart was spraying blood all over my chest. And he said I should have lasted about 2-3 hours tops. I made it like 20 hours. I went the next night at 8 p.m. and then in an ambulance to the hospital, and by 10 I was on an operating table having open heart surgery. And that's how it went down.
Unbelievable.
And it was scary. It
Yeah.
was very scary.
Yeah, we
And then
were
I was
all
there,
scared.
I was there for a month. Now, I heard there were several people at the network that wanted me dead to move up in the ranking.
Wasn't us. I
Wasn't
can
us.
guarantee you that.
You do the
That might
bypass,
be true.
The ranking,
Yeah,
the
well, that
ladder.
might be true,
There's a
but
lot
it
of young
wasn't us.
kids that are
There
hungry.
are a lot of young
and they
kids.
said, if that
Jack,
guy,
was that you?
know what I mean?
Jack?
If that guy dies, we can
Spot
move,
opens
we
up.
can move up because he's old and he sucks anyway.
Right.
There was some of that
There was
conversation
some of that.
going on.
There was
but
some
I
of
lived,
that.
and then I heard they had they went out drinking one night and they're like, God, that guy was so close to being dead.
Celebrating. My God.
But I actually feel great. I've been walking, so they cleared me to walk. So now I walk, and I pass, old ladies, old men, and I walk by them. You know the one commercial with Chris Paul where he's beating a guy to the finish line? I do that now to people. I'm like, I walk by old ladies in the neighborhood, and then I just go for walks. And it's so boring. I listen to music on Sirius,
Yep.
and I watch porn while I
Okay,
walk.
that gets you going.
I can
That
go
keeps
2
you going.
miles. I
Right,
watch,
yeah, that's it. Right?
It's just like
Yeah.
it'll knock off at least 20 minutes of it.
Perfect.
It's
That's
fantastic.
great.
And I usually don't cop in public, so I can watch without any kind of a reaction. I just want to be like,
exactly.
see, this stuff doesn't faze me. But at home with the door closed, it's a different story, right?
The chat is all wishing you well,
So-
Scotty. They're
Yeah.
all really
Oh,
happy
they
to
love
see
you.
you.
They
Listen,
love
you
you.
guys
They love
honestly
you.
are the best. I love you. You know that. Great show. I've been rooting for you from day one. You know that. I've said it a million times. Sports Grid's better off with B versus B. I can't keep track of all of it. And then it's great to see you here in Vegas. And my show is so full today that Carver is actually, I'm hearing, going to drink a bottle of a Bullet and drink Bud Lights the entire time. He's not going to be on any segments at all. And then you know what he said earlier? I heard, because Mafia was there, he said, F this guy, I'm drinking all day. I don't set it up. Mafia does.
I'm on at 12:25.
You're on.
I'll be over today.
I was like, that guy's
But
coming on, and I got to
talk about that.
I got to do a show now, and then I got to talk to him again.
Yeah, just today.
Well, the last time I talked to you, you said, we're not even going to be there.
Well, I wasn't sure.
No one's invited us.
Some things happened.
Listen, you guys are rock stars.
Some things happened.
They have to catch up with that fact. Like, it's simple. It's like, who's the most popular people that are entertaining? And that would be the people that I put on. This is a simple formula. Like, remember you skipped math that one day to go get a bag down at the train station in Pittsburgh? Back by the woods, behind the building, and you bought the 8. Same kind of thing, like, math. Put on the funniest and most entertaining people, and you've got a network that works. Put on boring people. I remember one day I was doing a show in Vegas at Bally's, and you remember Bob Kemp? He was a legend in Vegas. Bob was a great guy. He hated my guts. And he was like, always like, when I first started, I came on like I was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's
I don't believe
and this
that.
guy, I'm just being honest.
That was a smooth little thing. He didn't come on hot.
I remember this guy because he was really good. And he had a great show, and it was real serious.
Yeah.
Like they talk sports. Yeah. I was like, I walked into the Bally's at 3 in the morning, and I still reeked of booze. And this guy's like, I could see it written all over his face like a billboard that said, "Who does this guy think he is?"
Right.
And I was like, listen, fat ass, just stay out of my way. I know you're great. I respect you. I think you're fantastic. I know how huge you are, and I'm funnier than you.
Oh yeah.
So watch what happens in the next few months. And then I went like this, and then
flat.
I wasn't there long. I did like 6 months there nationally, and I loved it. Renshaw and I were doing it. And we did separate shows, but John was one of the most entertaining people I ever knew. And then I ended up at CNN in 6 months. I was working for Ted Turner.
Okay.
And I mean, they gave me all kinds of money. I was like,
I
am out of here.
Right.
I left Vegas, came back, lived in the Mandalay Bay in 2000 with carte blanche. Just sign your name. That led to very
bad things.
Very porous behavior.
Very bad things.
Hookers,
Very bad things.
escorts.
All bad.
4 a.m. lobster, room service.
I, the beholder, bad. But
Bring up 8 lobsters and steaks and 4 bottles of Veuve Clicquot with escorts. That didn't go over well. Signing for everything. At the end of the year, my bill was like $900,000. They kicked me out. I thought when I came in yesterday, I was going to get facially recognized with the cameras and get escorted out again. You're not welcome there anymore ever.
Your bill?
Is this weird?
And I partied like I never slept once in a year.
For you.
Never once did I go to bed ever. And I wore a robe around the suite. I with no underwear, just walking
all
around
the time.
Free ball.
Just free ball.
So you did Vegas once. You're
Twice.
back for twice, but you're back for the Super Bowl. Is it weird to you to have a Super Bowl here? Like
What's
coming
weird to
from
me,
the East Coast?
walking in last night and seeing slot machines in the media center in Las Vegas, and they have NFL slot machines.
That's the same thing. I was like, oh,
Wait,
okay.
So
we're doing what now?
We're not hiding anything now. We're just doing full blown.
That did it for me.
Yeah,
like I never
weird.
thought I'd see the day because I remember when I was doing gambling on Westwood One and Infinity nationally, and people thought I was a heroin dealer. Pete Rozelle, Tagliabue, they would have no more let gambling into the NFL than fly a kite. And then I don't think Roger Goodell wanted it either, but I think that his minions realized the billions of dollars that were at stake. And then like this guy will let he has napkin sponsors here.
Right.
They have like paper towel sponsors and slot machines. And I'm like, maybe the next 4 years when they come back, they should come back every 3 or 4 years to Vegas. Next year we'll have strippers at the media center.
Might be.
You know what I mean? Like right here.
Who knows what it's going to be like after the first time? I think the second
Loosens
time
up.
will be everything.
Don't you like
it'll
downtown when I used to do my residencies at the D? They had the strippers on top of the.
Still do.
They're still there.
You know you're playing blackjack and there's chicks dancing.
Are you
and the Golden
staying
Gate.
off strip? Are you staying?
No, I'm on strip.
Okay,
and here's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I don't want to say anything bad
That's fine.
about
That's
where
fine.
I'm staying.
Yeah, right,
so
that's fine.
I will say that I'm pretending that it's not bad. I'm just like, when I'm in the bar having a drink, when I'm at the blackjack table,
Lie to yourself.
when I'm at the crap table, when I'm in the sports book,
Okay.
or when I'm at the buffet or the Starbucks or the Krispy Kreme or the Einstein's Bagel, I just pretend like, hey, this place isn't that
awesome.
bad.
This is awesome.
In my room. So
We'll come pick you up.
I was at
We'll
the
come pick you up later,
McGregor
yeah.
Mayweather fight, stayed there,
Oh.
and I wouldn't stay there. I went in my room, and my furniture was from Little House on the Prairie. It was like a table and a candle, and I went, I'm not staying here. And then I stayed at my buddy's mansion in Summerlin.
There you go.
This time I went in the room, and they had new furniture, and I was like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I can-
All right,
I can
good.
stay
They
here.
up it.
Good,
They up-
yeah.
I mean,
I can stay here without
Yeah.
and pretend. Like, I heard guys this morning go, no, this place sucks. I go, yeah, I'm just like, I'm not doing the suck thing. I'm cool.
yeah.
I got coffee. I got a donut. I got a
Yeah,
bagel.
you're fine. That's
I got,
it, yeah.
You know, I got a rum.
Can you eat all that stuff? Are you
I can
back?
eat, I can
back?
eat
Like-
anything, and I can drink booze.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, I
okay.
can't
okay. No more
smoke
smoking.
anything.
All
No
right.
more
Good. All right.
smoking.
Good.
Yeah,
good,
and I
good,
take
good.
a lot of pills. Like, I have a lot of pills.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
me,
yeah.
And I have to
Was
take
that
them.
different going through security with the pills? Did you have to get anything checked? Or
No
just
one
keep
said
it in the
anything.
bag?
The
Good.
pill,
All
they
right.
don't set off the machines. I don't go through the machines anyway. So
Right, you can't go.
Oh,
through the-
yeah, you
when
get
they
the
said
pass.
when they pat me down, they're like, "What's that there?" I go, "That's a sex toy, and those are 9 pills I have to take at 6:15." What do you mean a sex toy? I go, "Chicks love it. I have it. I bring it with me every year. It's my 30th Super Bowl Radio Row.
You can't take edibles though, right?
I can."
Oh,
Oh.
be safe.
But I'm not like fiending.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
one of those
yeah,
guys.
yeah, be careful.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
But I've been to 30 of these, and I've been to 15
Amazing.
live,
Amazing.
and I've been to all 6 Steelers, including the Vikings game with my dad
That's amazing.
Really?
when I was a little tyke.
That's
And I also went
That
to
was
the
crap weather, wasn't
crap
it?
weather, New Orleans, Tulane Stadium. I also went to the '85 Superdome Bears over the Pats.
Wow. You were there for that?
I was
Yeah.
I grew up in Chicago.
One of the
and
best
Pittsburgh,
games
so I
ever,
like the Bears.
right? Like for the Bears. That was
I
one
like
of
the Bears
best
when they
games.
played
Yeah.
in real
Those are-
Soldier
yeah.
Field.
Oh, it was one of the best games ever.
Do you remember when they
What?
played at
Whoa, whoa,
Soldier
whoa.
Field?
That's get.
Yeah.
It was an absolute
Fridge
blowout.
scored
It was
a
the
goal.
worst.
They
It was
beat
horrible.
the
It was a
Pacers.
blowout. It was a horrible game.
Oh, it was great.
Horrible
remember
game.
When you were laying the points, it was
Yeah.
Remember when they
Yes,
played
yes,
at Soldier Field and the wind whipped through there?
Yeah.
And they didn't have like a spaceship stadium. It was like a real football stadium, open-winded, and you went there to lose. When the '85 Bears played you there, you lost every time.
Yeah.
And it was cold, freezing, windy, brutal conditions. And then they wrapped it with that big condom or whatever it is,
Oh,
and they ruined it.
yeah,
They ruined it. It's now they're and I'm not wrong either because
Right.
they're building a new one.
Right.
Right.
They ruined
right.
ruined Soldier Field, and then they built. And ever since they ruined it, they've never sniffed a Super Bowl.
True. What do you make of this after all the years you have been and seen this grow and grow and grow? Is this fun for you? Is this like, I got to
Well,
be
the
here?
best thing for me is because I don't matter. I never felt like I was like, oh, here I come into the
Right.
room. But my favorite thing is when I do the show and I see the Mad Dog and NFL Radio guys' faces when they watch me overtake the stage and I'm louder than them. Here's their facial expression.
That's it.
Or this one.
That's it.
You're really mad.
Or this one.
Freeze frame. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
They get
yeah,
mad
yeah.
at me when
Yeah, they're
'cause
mad,
my
yeah,
voice
yeah.
is loud. And then I just saw again, and he went, Jesus Christ, again, this guy again for 5 days. And it really pleases
though.
me
It's great.
that I get under people's skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
I'm the guy you know and love, and I'm friends with.
absolutely,
I'm
yeah.
a normal goofball.
Yeah, right.
Like I enjoyed
Yeah.
watching you get hurt
Yeah.
in your house.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
I know. That
too.
was funny.
I did
too. It was
Everybody
funny.
did.
I don't have.
I enjoy it
I
every
watched him
once
get
in a while.
hurt. That
Yeah.
was fun. I went and had a
let's do it.
rum last night. When I was done, I had another. I'm one of those guys.
Right.
And then I like to come and do
Have
the
fun.
show
Right.
and watch people not like me.
That's
but
fun.
the fans love me, and they all stand there and they're like, "He's on drugs."
Yeah.
And I try to tell people. Like last night, I was at an event. At a dinner party, and the
Right.
one guy, some billionaire from Vegas, and he was like going, "So tell me about your show."
Oh,
and I
God.
went, "Well, it's kind of really weird,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
no sense, and it's filled with idiot stuff, and
Right.
I'm a goofball and a loser, and it's really kick-ass and fun."
And he's
It's like your show. Your
that's
show is
right.
very
We-
cool, informative, and funny. That's what I like about it. You guys are real, and it's not, I'm so smart and serious.
Oh,
Oh, I got to work
I am-
on that voice. That's
I am going to
Oh,
fill you today with information,
Right.
and I am going to put you to sleep like heroin and morphine.
I
A
heard-
cocktail of heroin and morphine.
I'm going to let you go because you got to go over to get
Do
that
I have
show,
to
and we
do a
got to
show?
get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go over there.
It's
and do the show.
124. Yeah.
You know, your boy,
Somebody told me that there are people
Oh,
reading
look.
the chat GPT.
I didn't show you this.
They're reading the chat GPT. What is
this
that?
is
a monitor?
my
You have
heart
a
monitor. Look what it says.
What does it say?
30 minutes to the morgue.
Wow.
That's what they nicknamed me.
What?
Yeah, that's my nickname. They gave it to me and engraved it. They must have liked me at the hospital. But it monitors my heart and death rate.
God bless.
Like everything.
All right, that's the walk-off. I was
Sleep,
going to ask him
walk,
about
strain,
the question.
stress, anger, heart rate,
my
standing
God.
heart rate, heart variance.
That
Does
stays
it
on you all the time?
all the time.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
does it
All
go
day.
off or buzz?
It has an app that goes to the phone and it goes to the hospital.
Holy shit.
To the cardiac unit. Not only that, so does all my sleep machine. If I don't wear the sleep machine, I get like a
You
notice
got
from
the
the nurse.
CPAP?
Fail,
Right, yeah.
fail. Put the, put it on.
put the
Don't-
mask on,
I
right,
can't
yeah.
miss a night. They're
Right,
like,
yeah. Right.
if you refused, it's like thousands
Right,
of
yeah.
dollars. And so
Right.
they're like, they know everything I'm doing. I'm like, are you guys watching me?
Oh, yeah,
Sleep.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
They,
yeah.
Wow.
they monitor everything. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Wow. Well, you are the best.
I now have ear sores.
I know.
Yeah, get that off. Just take it off. Just
I'll
I
tell
know.
you what.
Right
Thank
there.
you for having me. Good
Thank
luck
you
to
for
I'll see
coming.
you on the
We'll
show
see.
I'll
later.
be over.
We'll
I'll be
talk.
over.
B-
Yeah.
BVB crowd, I love you freaks.
There you go.
He is the one and the
He's
only
the
Scotty
best.
Farrell joining us here
All
on the
right.
Bostonian
I'll
Versus
see you in
Football.
about 40 minutes.
Awesome to see him. Dave will be on Scotty's show live coming up here later on. And yeah, he is right. It is one of those like, yeah, right there.
Oh, it hurts.
Takes your.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
Day-to-day.
He's now on the injured list.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he's on the injured list.
for all you guys who
Yeah.
are in the chat, that was very, very cool. He's saying nice things about Scotty. Yeah, we love him too. We're really happy
Yeah,
he's
he's the
okay.
best.
That was really a scary thing for a lot of us in here. So
Holy crap.
there's a bunch of people who are in here. Guys, thank you for watching the show today. I know this is a different type of show for
Yes.
us. Normally, I'm the one kind of controlling everything and talking and putting graphics up and everything else. Jack's doing a great job with that, and it's fun to have here and Scotty. And day one, we've rocked 3 awesome guests already. So this is going to be a really fun week for all of us.
And now everybody knows we're here.
Right, which is phenomenal.
Like, where's like the big
I remember-
purple truck over there is
Yeah.
our target.
I remember
Let's go.
I was in a meeting in Omaha when Scotty was doing his gambling stuff, and I used Scotty's example of him doing sports gambling on the radio, and I remember a boss saying, "You really want to be like Scotty Farrell?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I know what he's doing, and it makes sense." And he's like, "People across the country think sports gambling is really bad. You shouldn't be doing it. We're in Nebraska. You shouldn't be doing these types of things." And I was like, well, people are gambling like crazy here in this state, so I don't know what you want to talk about, but I know everyone, because all my friends are betting, and I'm betting. Like,
Right.
where are they betting? You're asking that question, where are they betting?
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to answer that question as to where they're betting until it becomes legal. You think it's going to be legal one day? I was like, I don't know, it could, but I mean, Scotty used to do that nationwide, and he's not kidding, people used to equate it to heroin. They used to say that you're poisoning the minds of young people by talking about sports betting.
I'm not the audience for that. Because it's been my whole life.
I know,
So
but that was
I've
the
heard
real
that,
thought.
right.
There was a
Believe
large
me, there was-
people, and Alabama was the same
Yeah.
thing when I was in Alabama, and I had handicapped.
Way ahead of the curve in Alabama. You were young.
Yeah, but I
and they
gambled
were not
those.
listening.
I
Yeah,
gambled,
but-
so I just
but
said,
you-
look,
you
I want to
couldn't
talk.
say it then. You couldn't.
I did. I mean, we talked. I mean,
We talked, but
I
we
had
didn't
offshore
talk.
sponsoring my radio show.
I know. Not in Alabama.
Yes, in Alabama.
Wow.
I had offshores where I had.
You had to be having
I had
a target
handicapper
on your back.
I had
Oh, my
handicappers.
God.
No, because Huntsville was a different part of the South because NASA's based there. So many people are from Michigan and Ohio. There are so many Midwesterners that live in Huntsville that they love college football, but they love to bet.
Well, people love to bet, but the stations and the managers of the stations wouldn't let you in.
No.
There was a lot of gatekeeping going
yeah.
on. Just like there is with a lot of shows now.
Because the gatekeeping came from, if I say yes to this in my market, and I'm working for somebody who's in St. Louis, who runs my region, and I have to answer the question of, why did you allow this to happen?
Right. Then
your boss gets in trouble. So
Right.
like, it just became this pecking order of covering your butt so you didn't get burned if someone asked the question, because it did happen that Black Monday when every single sports betting site got shut off because they stopped taking credit cards.
Right.
And nobody could get their money in or out. Nobody could bet anymore. That's when all the sponsorship dried up overnight, literally. Like, it was a Monday morning, we all walked in, all my business was gone. I had thousands of dollars I was billing. And in the time in Alabama, most of my income came from commission. I mean, my first salary in Alabama was $21,000.
Right.
So, like, I made money off sales. So that was like a life-changing. I remember walking in the morning and getting the phone call saying, it's all over. And I was like, what do you mean it's all over? They're like, we can't process credit cards anymore. So there is no more advertising to be done from U.S. government, from U.S. gamblers. And I was like, uh-oh. And that changed everything. It changed the whole industry.
It's all bringing back flashbacks, and there'll be a reason why, if you're wondering why I'm wearing the Caribbean baseball jersey today.
I didn't. Okay.
There's a whole theme to what I'm wearing today. Hey, what's up? You grew hair? Holy crap! We're on the show right now. I didn't recognize you with hair.
I had to actually do a double take. That's absolutely true.
That's a Rigo?
I was like, what?
Oh, you went big time. He got hair now too. We can't even, lucky we could talk to you. Absolutely anymore. This is great. I can't believe it. I'm stunned.
That was like, wait, what?
You see people you haven't seen in a while, and they look completely different. Joe looks unbelievable. You look great. You always look great.
You do.
But
we'll get you on the show.
We'll get you on. Yeah,
for sure.
Where are you at?
Awesome.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah, we'll come by.
We'll find you.
Because amazing enough, it's already 11:40.
I know. That's what I mean. We got to get ready to get done here.
We're almost out of
soon.
here. That was the fastest show we've done. I was like a blink. We've been on for an hour 30, and I feel like it's over. And it's almost over.
I know.
All right. I got a couple topics before we run and get to better to book.
All right.
Joel Embiid is out.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
What does this do to the gambling market for the MVP?
Take him off the board.
I know, but what does this mean? It's Jokic's award and it's done. This is from FanDuel. Here are your markets right now. It's Jokic, who's the only one laying juice. Everyone's plus money. SGA's 2.
Right.
Giannis is 3.
That's it.
Luka's 4.
Stop talking.
Really?
That's it. I think it's 3-man race. I think it's 3-horse race. That's it. Yeah.
Really?
I do. I mean, I think you could try to find value elsewhere, but it's done. Again, we'll look at more of that today. Was to get the lay of the land.
The Celtics are up by 5 games on the Bucks, and Tatum can't win it.
I didn't say that.
I mean, he's up by 5 games. They have a monster lead on Milwaukee.
I know.
Monster lead. Yet Tatum is, I believe, still 50-1.
Yeah.
He's way, way back, which is somewhat shocking. Obviously, I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm looking at that.
Are his numbers indicative of being the MVP?
I mean, he can. I don't know. He's not having like a historic run.
No.
It's not like
the answer is no.
So what? So you have to have SGA have what? A tremendous second half and put up gigantic numbers? Is that how is that the only way to do it? Because Jokic is going to be,
He's going to win it.
Jokic is going to win it again.
He's going to win it.
His 3rd in 4 years. Holy wow.
I mean, that's the way the voting goes, yes.
Where the money is,
the way the money's going,
where the numbers are,
yes.
It's 100% going to be Jokic, which is like, I still am stunned by that.
What time are we getting off?
10 minutes.
All right. Keep going.
We'll go.
I got about a 3-minute favorite thing about today that
okay.
I want to get into.
Let me go. There's a couple things. Okay. The number is 2 or 2.5 for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. For the Niners.
Yeah.
When does the Chief money show up?
It already has, and it's going to come later.
So this number is going to go nothing but up. Superbook's at 2.5 this morning.
Yeah, that was the exploratory mission we talked about over the weekend.
Okay.
Move it to see what they do. We got time before everybody gets here. The private planes, everything starts landing. Today's Monday, Wednesday night.
Okay.
The big money will really start to show itself Wednesday, Thursday. There's a lot of guys around town asking how do they get down 7-figure bets. So I got a cup on the game.
No, on which side?
You don't ask that.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't ask that ahead of time.
Okay. Just curious.
Can I bet $7 million or can I bet 7 figures on the game? Yes. And then they bet it. You can't call and say, "Hey, I want to bet the Chiefs."
Right.
Then
I'm saying, I'm saying, do you know what they want to bet? Are you seeing? Because it feels like everyone's gonna. I can't believe this is now an actual like phrase I heard on mainstream media, but the pros versus Joes thing is like legitimately being said.
Don't believe everything you say or hear. We're going to hear a lot of stuff this week. None of it's true. Just leave it at that.
But the number's going up.
Yeah. It's the Super Bowl. It should.
It should go up.
Yeah.
With Patrick Mahomes in the game. It should go up.
You're not trying to handicap the game. You're trying to manage the money.
Okay.
Yeah. The outcome of the game is the last thing that matters in all this. We need to manage the money. We got a gigantic head start with these teams in the futures.
Right.
I want to add to the pile. Richie's told me years ago, what is that? That's cushion. That's not risk. That's cushion. Let's add to the cushion. Let's stuff these babies. We got this nice chairs, nice screens. Let's go. We got to do let's make more.
Is there a day or time this week where the books will open? Are they already full open for limits, or do the limits open up later in the week? They'll take more money later in the week.
Some books will wait until Wednesday, but most books have been open for business.
Okay.
You want to bet six figures? Like Jeff down at the Circus been opening up by 100,000s. So when the line first opened, you could bet 100,000. 2 days later, you could bet 2. A day later, you could bet 3. It got up to 500,000 over the weekend, I believe. And I think they're green lighting this week, the whole week. I think $1 million.
Okay,
but $500,000 easy.
I don't know if I can do this or not.
What,
Jack? Let's figure out. Let's see what this does. Let's see if we can hit it.
Look at him.
With better to book it.
See if you can hit that stinger, Jack, if you can hit it. Whoa! Look at this! My man!
Good job, man.
Yes!
All right, time for better to book it here as we continue from Radio Row. 3 bets to throw at you, Dave. 2 of the bets the number have moved.
Yes.
First game is Virginia at home against Miami.
Tomorrow.
The number went from...
We're done. Yeah, so tomorrow. All right. Perfect. Okay. Oh, yeah, we'll get you in a second. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're good. Stay. Yeah, whatever.
The number
you're
was 5 last night. It's now 6.5 for UVA at home against Miami. Virginia has been very good at home.
Wait, are we giving out basketball plays?
This is better to book it.
I know, but we're giving out basketball plays?
There's no football today, so I have to.
Excellent.
There's no other.
There's 2 hockey games.
And I have 1 bet.
Okay, all right, great.
I have 2 basketball and I have 1 hockey.
That's fantastic. And we're at Radio Row. We're doing basketball and hockey?
Yes.
Can you guys sense my sarcasm? I love it. Go, continue, sir.
Bets on today. UVA,
put the listing.
According to KenPom, it's a 5-point win for KenPom here tonight against Miami. Miami has been very erratic. They were on the road. They beat Vatek at home, rather, in their last game. Went down big, but they ended up covering. They won by 8. I like UVA to win and to cover 5. I'm not sure I love 6.5, but 5 is number I bet. Better to book it. Virginia -5.
I think bet it. I'm a little hesitant. What's the total in the game? Like 112.
It's not from. It's low. It's really low. Yeah, it's really low. But I don't remember the total in it. But Virginia needs to protect their home court because they're not right now. They're a bubble team.
That's impossible.
They're a bubble team. They are.
Because why?
Because right now it's Duke and in North Carolina are the only 2 locks. Clemson's the 3rd team in. UVA is not in right now. They have to win these home games.
I just don't. I don't know why they're not in right now. 132.5 for Miami, Virginia.
Okay.
Wow. All right, I like it better now. Bet it.
Bet number 2. Game now has come down, but I got it at 5.5 last night. Kansas on the road against Kansas State. K-State has lost 4 games in a row.
God.
K-State is desperate for a win. Here it comes. They split home and home last year. I'm taking the 5.5. Kansas State plus 5.5 against Kansas tonight at home. I bet Houston over the weekend. They shot 70% against the number 1 defense in all of college basketball. They cool off tonight. They don't hit their shots. Give me the Wildcats plus 5.5. Better to book it.
It's down to 4.5 currently now. K-State has been one of those teams that I haven't gotten right. I've been on and then on and then on, and I feel like now would be the time I'd say, yeah, go against them, and they'll cover. So I'll stick with the ridiculousness and say bet it and take the points.
All right.
But I really like Kansas. I told you that going into the weekend. Their win over Houston was great. I think Kansas is one of the top 5 teams in the country.
Fair.
I really, really do.
It's not a bad argument.
And this is a big test on the road. We talked about how hard it is to win on the road.
Arch rival on the road.
I think this could be that win but don't cover.
Fair. Win by 3.
Situation.
Yep, possible. And then finally, this number is going against me as well, but tonight in hockey, 2 teams. It is Jonathan Quick in net for the Rangers, which is good news.
Confirmation?
Yep. Jonathan Quick is going against Georgiev tonight. Under 6.5. for the Rangers and the Avalanche here tonight. Both teams haven't played in over a week.
Wow.
The 26th and 27th of January for both these two teams. This could be a Stanley Cup preview. Yes, all the numbers are saying over for both these teams. Over on the road, Avalanche. Over on the road for the Rangers at home. But I think Russ comes into play here, and I like the goaltending matchup under 6.5.
I do too. Bet it.
We're going with that.
Yep. I think we get a really good hockey game there. I'm not so sure we get a really good hockey game with the Islanders and the Maple Leafs.
I don't know. Maple Leafs, I'd take Toronto to win that game tonight.
Yeah, but that one's 6.5 as well.
Surprising.
I think that one is more likely to go over than the Rangers, despite what the juice says.
I would agree on that. I like. Yeah, I mean, I like the Maple Leafs. So 5-2 win for Toronto probably. So
Okay.
I'll probably take that. All right, favorite thing about today? You want a couple minutes here before we wrap our day one from the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Is what?
So it was emotional on Friday.
Yeah.
Doing the Take a Minute. And my favorite thing about today was the phone call with my daughter. Last night, I had a phone call with her on the drive back from her first weekend. So that started off the whole day.
Was she on the bus?
But
Was she?
She was on the bus.
Okay.
And then she was pulled over for a break and could talk.
Nice.
And then got back on the bus and it got in the code again and all that other stuff. But it was good. But today, I was getting ready at home to come to the Super Bowl media row. And I'm like, this is really coming full circle. This is unbelievable. And I tried to explain to Kendall, I showed her the pass, and I'm like, you know all that stuff we did when we went away last year and we went away the year before, and I would call you after the shows or from the different sets. We're going right down to the strip by the Shark Reef where they've been. The kids, we've taken the kids to the Shark Reef.
Right here.
So that's
Over.
right on the other side of those walls.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, what am I going to wear? And I was like, all right, Super Bowl is acknowledging that the books exist. And it's okay to talk about where you've been and where you were and all this other stuff. So Las Vegas for the hat. Caribbean for Curacao.
Nice.
And where I was.
Nice.
All right. And then I said the kids. All right. Jess was right here.
Nice.
On my wedding ring.
Right.
The kids got me these shoes.
Nice.
So they said you don't wear them enough. You keep them nice. I'm like, it's a rain day. I got to wear the rain gear, but I'm going to wear the kids' shoes. They got me the shoes.
There you go.
And this is my dad's watch that I never wear, but I wore it today.
Nice.
Because my dad was the only one that even believed in what we were doing by going to Curacao and by being in the sportsbook business. And I thought of your grandpap. And I said, this is going to be one of those days where I'm going to get choked up again and cry. And it's for a different reason, but it's like these two schmucks, me and you, got a show on Radio Row talking about sports and gambling. And grandpap is somewhere watching. My dad's hopefully hanging out at the coffee shop with him somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Whatever going.
Moron.
Look at those two. Look at those two. And I'm just like,
A lot of truth.
This is it. So all day when I go on all these other shows, they're going to be like, why are you wearing that Caribbean shirt? Why are you wearing? Like, what are you wearing?
There's a story.
That's the story. That's the story time from the book right there.
I think we got to wrap here because we have to swap out because Gabe Morency's coming in here to take over on the set. But this is where we're going to be for the next 4 days, guys.
Yes.
This is just a taste. Today was just like we had to figure out how to do it. Now that we know how to do it, it'll be a little smoother. We know it was a
Jack,
little beginning. Jack's with us all week. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
baby.
super fun to work with him all week. My favorite thing about today is literally this logo because it is so large and everyone walking around is going to see it and go, what is that? And that is exactly the point of coming here is sort of announcing our presence and having people stop by. And today, look, all three guests that we talked to today, they weren't booked. They just sat down.
No. We
have
saw them walking in.
Yeah,
like,
we have people who are booked throughout the rest of the week.
Yeah.
But, like, that's how this is going to go.
Stay ready.
We're just going to be sitting down and we're going to go. So I love that the Brigade, you guys were with us today. This was tremendous. We did not get to the topic about the golf controversy. That's normally a wheelhouse topic for us, and I apologize because I promised.
Tomorrow we'll get to that.
But tomorrow will be on the rundown. We'll get to it at the top of the show tomorrow for us to be able to have that breakdown as to the house rules and what just happened with the golf tournament at Pebble, because some people are really mad about tickets that are not going to get honored, that like
Glad I'm not in the book for that.
$800,000 type of things
Oh,
that
bad
are
news.
not going to get honored
Bad news.
because of bets that they made during the tournament that happened yesterday. So we'll get to that from that on tomorrow's program. Jack, tremendous job.
Excellent.
Brigade, thank you for being here.
Sports
we
Grid,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Sports Grid, thank you for the setup. This is only day one, boys and girls. We are back tomorrow. Again, remember, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll be ish, kind of, but not really, because we're on a schedule. We can't just...
We got to get out.
We got to get out of here. Top of the hour, we're out. Day one done. BvB. Talk to you tomorrow here for another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book.